Alright. Well, it is time. The time has arrived. To learn about... What are we learning about, Brandon? Tell me.
We're learning about dumb archaeology conspiracy theories.
It was difficult for you.
I was going to say something else, but archaeology just works the best in that context.
Anyways, guys, welcome back to the Gathering Hall. My name is Matthew, and we have Brandon here, as always, for the discussion hall. What discussion hall number is this? I actually don't even know.
14,000.
What is this, number 23? Discussion hall number 23. Pseudo Archeology. Full disclaimer before we even get into this, guys. I am not a history buff. I'm definitely not an archaeology buff. I don't know much about either subject. So I'm kind of just along for the ride. This is Brandon's show today.
So I'll give a brief summary of this video, what this video is going to go over.
Hold on.
And...
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm invisible.
No, you're not. Blap, there you are.
Anyways, I'll give a brief summary of some things. So I first found the channel. It's called Miniminuteman. It's run by a guy named Milo Rossi. He is a archaeologist who hasn't picked a field to really study in yet, and he's kind of translated just broad general archaeology knowledge to YouTube to debunk stupid archaeology things, and also just to talk about archaeology in general.
So, is he like? Does he go into like conspiracies and like that sort of thing? Is that what he's doing? Is he talking about that sort of bullshit in archaeology, or is it just like people that have no idea what they're talking about, like pretending that they know what they're talking about?
Kind of both. Like, for instance, one of his videos is on Graham Hancock's Ancient Civilizations, or whatever it's called, which is about Graham trying to prove that Atlantis existed, and that all of our knowledge comes from Atlantis, from, I can't remember the name of the iceberg, but the last, like, big iceberg thing. Before that, there was, like, 12,000 years ago, there was a ancient civilization, and he had a whole Netflix documentary trying to prove that this existed. And so he goes into that in, like, a lot of detail. In this one, this guy... Obviously, the guy, Philip Zeba, obviously has some archaeology, like, not background, but he likes, you know, science and history, but he's inflating facts with fiction, so it gets to a point where, you know, like...
So, is he knowingly doing this, or is he just an idiot?
Oh, he's knowingly. We obviously won't get to it here, but... This whole Philip Zeba debunked is 3 parts. One part, the part we're watching, a second part where he finishes, and then a third part where he responds to Philip Zeba responding to him.
Okay. So that's a little bit of context for what we're getting ready to dive into.
Yes.
Speaking of the what's going on, Elf? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the link to Miniminuteman, I really struggle with that name. Miniminuteman. The link to his channel is in the description of this live stream. Please go check out the video. But without further ado...
He does use coarse language. And I will say...
Coarse languages and curse words.
Yeah.
If people are watching this live stream, then I'm sure they don't get too flying
I'm also
craps.
going to say this to you, so you have this understanding.
Okay.
He is also... trying to get Philip from stopping, so he's like, here's ways to improve your channel, so you might view that as like a I know better than you kind of thing, so I just want you to get...
Not necessarily. Like, if he's coming from a place of knowledge, like I would put him in the same camp of like Professor Dave.
Yeah, this is where Milo Rossi introduced me to Professor Dave, because he talked about Terrence Howard.
Okay. How are you, says Alf.
I'm doing great.
I'm gonna be perfectly transparent with you.
He's a little peeved.
I'm a little bit annoyed at the moment because of
life matters.
Outside of this YouTube shit stuff, like just personal life stuff. But I'm a little agitated this morning.
And then you have me, who has the exact same reasons, but why I'm okay is because I have a lot of enjoying seeing people struggle to
justify their
own means.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I see somebody trying to justify, it makes Matthew angry because they're disingenuous. It makes me happy because it's so
I
stupid.
genuinely think that disingenuous people and narcissists are the worst human beings on the face of the planet.
So Yeah, I don't
Just
see
saying
an
that.
issue with what Milo Rossi's doing. I really like his channel, but just he will go throughout things, say, I'm going to give you points to make your channel better. And it's not even like go away from
There you are,
fake
Alf.
archaeology. It's like, you know, make sure to differentiate the real from the fake.
All right, well, let's learn about this, shall we?
Yeah.
So, I'm looking over here because I use the drawing tablet here for the screen for the video. I capture that and then I cast it to my own screen here, so I can see what you guys are seeing on the live stream. And then I cast it to that TV as well, so that Brandon, who sits over there, can enjoy seeing the live stream as it is being portrayed to you as well. You hate that kind of? Yeah, man, they're the fucking worst. And unfortunately, I have some of them in my personal life, and I don't have anything to say to them.
I hate them in terms of like I never want to be around them, but watching them try to justify their own lives is
like,
funny to me.
Disingenuous people are some of the most untrustworthy, rightfully so. I mean, they're just awful, awful people. And I don't know if this person potentially might ever, for some reason, see this live stream. I just want to say, I have nothing to say to you. Do not call my phone number. Do not send things to my house. Leave me the hell alone. I have nothing at all to say to you whatsoever. And I don't want to hear anything that you have to say either. So, now, that out of the way. Let's just get into this, because I'm ready. I'm ready to learn about some pseudo-archaeology.
Well, Brianna just called me. Brianna just texted me.
What'd she say?
Oh.
Do I need to mute?
I can't hear you. Yeah, Brianna just texted me and she said, okay, why does she...
I just want to start this off right here, right now. We gotta go back. I gotta let him play this again, because, like a dumbass, I didn't have this unmuted.
You will not believe what they found there. It's seeing giant creatures roaming around him, and he's brought to a shimmering rainbow city. All of this is in his diary. Apparently, there are leaked photos that show us they're trying to cover up something big down there.
The magical they. Why is it always they?
Because they don't have anybody.
Alright, hopefully that's good on the audio, or on the audio front.
Contact among each other and thousands of...
You bought a DSi and I'm making tools for the console itself. That is actually really cool, man. So, sorry about the Discord. You know, I did have to shut it down for reasons, but eventually, if we have enough of like a consistent group of people that are coming through, I'll set up another one, and we'll go from there. And then I absolutely want to see what you're sharing. But I think that I still have you as a friend on my Discord, so you should totally send me some stuff if you're making some DSi stuff. That's really cool. I really enjoy that sort of thing. But I just want to, like I said, I don't know anything about archaeology, not really, but this whole like thing about there's pyramids everywhere. Do you know why there are pyramids everywhere?
I mean, look at them.
Well, yes, they are vastly different, but the shape is just
the most structurally sound shape.
Right, like that's just
the shape that survived.
If multiple people came to that conclusion, it's like, of course, I don't know.
Kilometers.
But they were definitely communicating with aliens.
All this missed as irrelevant or flat out ignored by mainstream archaeology.
Also, anybody that does this thing where they have to, like, over-dramatize simple fact and shit like this, they're trying to sell you something almost every time.
Well, he's not. He's not making money. Well, he might be making views, but he's not selling
He's making views. I guarantee you, if he's making enough views to be noticed by somebody like this, then I would say he's making money.
He's not selling, like... I could have showed you...
He's selling himself.
Shane Truths.
He is selling himself.
Who sells supplements, everything. Even from 9/11 conspiracies gets sold supplements.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's his product. His product is his videos and himself. There's no reason to over-dramatize history and archaeology. It's already fairly dramatic.
Thousands of kilometers apart. All dismissed as irrelevant or
like this whole flashing giant things, this over-edited fucking slop. I hate this stuff. Oh my god, the fucking... How does the mirror know? Oh, Alf, why are you bringing that up? No. Do you know what that is?
Oh, you're talking about the reflection thing?
Yeah, where they put like a... Like, say this is the mirror here, right? Over here. And they stick it
And then they cover themselves up with the mirror, and they're like,
How does the mirror know?
Because it's reflecting off of the perspective of the person.
Yeah, it's really not hard to understand. Do you know how something can exist? Like, how does my face exist behind this? Brandon, how can you fucking see my face?
Because
how?
I can look over there.
How can you see?
And I can see your face.
Yeah, that's a special one. Bad elf. You're grounded. Oh, he's drinking already.
That's just water. He does.
Oh,
Does
okay.
he get alcohol? This one.
Jesus.
His backdrop there is looking
That's pretty nice.
rough.
When I woke up this
It
morning,
looks
was
rough
8
in this
degrees
newer one, too.
Fahrenheit
He's
outside. So I came
remodeling.
to the studio,
It's all
and I was
wrapped.
like, that's a little cold even by my New England sensibilities. So I thought we could have a little fire in here to warm myself up.
I love this
nice.
guy's
That's a
hair.
real fire hazard right there. I actually do have a space heater in here with me today, which doesn't matter considering the entire place is uninsulated and way too big for this space heater, bringing us to a balmy 28 degrees Fahrenheit. And with that, I'm ready to make a video. Anybody want some paraffin wax?
Where is he
Do a slight
making
rearrange
these
here. There we
videos?
go. We don't need the candle to be directly in front of me. Wow, I have a great idea. While I work on scripting the Atlantis episode, why don't I just do a fun little easy
Still hasn't
one-off
come out.
video? You know, I don't know, maybe I'll talk about someone's TikTok account, you know, and just sort of break down all the videos that they've made. That'll be nice and easy,
boy.
and certainly won't
You're
take
gonna
me
switch to
2
your
months
laptop?
and 2 reshoots to finally
Right on,
complete.
dude.
I have discussed a lot of conspiracy videos in my 3 years on TikTok and YouTube, and over the course of this time, there's been a lot of repeat offenders. But through all this time, there has been one account that has reigned supreme. The uncontested king of bull.
Why does he have so many rings on his fingers? Have you ever wondered that when you see somebody that has like just fucking tons of
Have
rings?
you seen the Family Guy one where it's the like Italian guy versus the black lady? She starts out, it's like has to take off her many rings for battle. She starts just.
One of my favorite clips is have you ever seen the one where he's got like super long nails and he's trying to type?
Yeah, he's like.
Right? It's fucking hilarious. Like, I agree with you when you said that Family Guy is better in short bursts.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's more enjoyable to watch clips of it than to sit down and watch episode after episode.
That's because it is just clips in episodic form. That's
Right.
what it is. And you just don't want to watch that. You just want to watch the funny part and then continue.
Right.
Shit. An account that I get tagged in so
I'm not throwing shade at this guy. Like, you want to wear rings, pfft, whatever, wear rings.
It's a fashion
I just
statement.
always wondered because I have a ring. I have a wedding ring, right? And it kind of gets in the way sometimes. Like when I drum, for instance, I have to take my wedding ring off. I just can't imagine it being comfortable. I don't know.
much, it clogs my inbox every single time
I have
open
never
TikTok.
seen
For
someone
those
with
of you
more
that
than
know
one
who it
ring.
is,
I've
I'm
seen
sorry,
several
but
people that wear
today
many
we're gonna be
rings, and I don't
talking
understand
about
it.
Phil Spixel, a conspiracy TikTok account run by a fella by the name of Philip Zeba. Zeba, I don't
Zyba?
know, Philip, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. A few months ago,
I
I
would say
found that I
Zyba.
had been tagged in one of this guy's videos more than 300 times. And that's
You can
just
see
one
his breath.
example. It seems like 75% of my
Are you sure he's not just taking his vape and... I hope you get the reference.
I
are
get the
from this
reference.
guy's content. And honestly, I'm kind of sick of it at this point. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing something I have never done before. I went through Philip's entire channel. It was
Certified mind blower, ideas that tickle your brain. Phillips Pixel.
as you can imagine, an agonizing process, but I do it for you. From all those
Well,
videos,
I
have
appreciate
pulled
it,
all the
Mini
major
Minuteman.
arguments that he makes. And in this video, I'm going to be going over
Why Miniminuteman? What's the story behind his
I
channel?
assume it starts from his thing of.
Like, Minutemen were the, like, quickly armed forces that we
yeah,
used
and
during
he started off doing short
the
form
American
content
Revolution, right?
from
Am I
like
right about that? Was it the American
maybe?
Revolution?
maybe, but he started off doing short form content debunking this kind of stuff. Was like how he got his start. Was doing like a minute per thing.
Right, but I'm wondering if his use of Minuteman is in
I mean, it would be
reference.
historically accurate then, like historic reference.
Let's look it up. What was... I just want to see if I'm right about that. What are the Minutemen? Okay. Historical. They were citizen soldiers of colonial New England's militias who were trained for rapid deployment, able to respond to military threats at a minute's notice. Established in 1774, they were a vital component of the colonial defense system, ready to fight in events like the battles of Lexington and Concord. In 1775, which marked the start of the American Revolutionary War. Holy shit, I'm actually shocked that I remembered that.
Every single one of them. Everything from Hollow Earth to pyramid power plants to the Smithsonian destroying giant skeletons.
No.
I think that's in part 2.
Why are the Smithsonian people destroying giant skeletons? Why would they hide that from me?
I know, right?
I mean, look how realistic that looks.
Howdy friends, my name is Milo Rossi, and welcome to this
Okay, so he has a
exceptional
name.
video, which I
We'll
can
refer
think
to
of
him
no
as
more
Milo.
an appropriate name than Philip Ziba Debunked. Philip Ziba is a bit of a character. Now, as one creator looking at another, I recognize the fact that all of us are characters in a way. We are based very heavily off of who we are in real life, but of course we put on a bit of an exaggerated persona for...
No,
I don't.
I absolutely, I don't do that. Like,
I would be too tiring.
yeah, I mean, good to know he has a name. Yeah, his name is Milo.
Milo Rossi.
But yeah, like, 100% when you guys come here, we've said it before, but when you come to this channel,
You're getting
you're
us.
hanging out with us as
Yeah.
we are. Like, if you were to sit next to us in a room, this is how we would be. We would have a fun time, we would chat, we would play games, we would watch idiots and their conspiracy theories.
That's what we do.
Yeah, it's
But
just,
without streaming.
like, this is literally why we do these live streams, because, I mean, we would be doing this anyways. Like, me and Brandon, when I get off work occasionally, we watch Professor Dave.
Yeah,
and
I-
we just so happen to do a discussion on
when
one
I'm
of his
doing
videos.
stuff with Magic or card games, I'll have like somebody on YouTube like playing along while I
So-
do stuff.
Yeah, I disagree with that statement. I don't think everybody that's on YouTube is playing a character, because I'm not. And I know if I'm not, then there are other people that are also not.
Yeah, but I get why people do it. I agree with that.
Yeah, I understand why people do it. Like, again, you're selling a product, essentially, when you're making YouTube videos. You're selling you, and you're selling your content. And that's just par for the course. It's an advertisement. Yeah, actually, that's why I joined the stream. I don't even know, guys, but I'm watching and enjoy talking with you. Well, I appreciate you being here, my guy.
Yeah.
Who we are in real
You
life,
have been
but of course we
around
put
for
on a bit of
several
a
years at this point, and I
exaggerated
greatly
persona,
appreciate that.
for
It
the
means a
camera.
lot to
We're
us.
going to be getting to know Philip's character very well today, but the trait we need to start with, based very heavily off of who we are in real life, but of course we put on a bit of an exaggerated persona for the camera. We're going to be getting to know Philip.
I just wanted to point out, he has a really punchable face. Why do they all have punchable faces? I don't know.
Maybe it's because they're conspiracy theorists, so we just want to punch them. And so
No,
we just,
his face. It's like Ezra Miller.
yeah. No, Ezra Miller has the most punchable face.
It's the
dude.
most punchable face I've ever
very
seen.
well today. But the trait we need to start with is a little something that we in the biz like to call yapping. My man Philip can yap. Now, if you move the mouse, I'm sure you're saying to yourself, who the fuck is this guy? He's got a
Look at this
2-hour-long
fucking
video
face,
complaining
bro.
about somebody else yapping. Yeah, you know what? That's fair. I'll
This
admit
is
it.
the
I'll call
face
kettle black
of
a little bit. But the
punchability.
difference is that this is a YouTube video essay.
I hate this
it's
guy.
supposed to be 2 hours long. What else are you supposed to play in the background while you're, doing homework or something? Philip's sole medium is short-form content. Now, when you think of short-form content, what do you think of? 60 seconds, 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, maybe. Now, my man here can make videos that are upwards of 5 minutes long. Now,
Holy
while
shit.
I personally think 5 to 6 minutes is way too long for a short-form video, I have some respect for it, okay? He's got a lot to say.
I would say a video stops being short form after about a minute. I would say 60 seconds, and then it's no longer short form.
Yeah, no, I know we're not wrong. We watched like a whole review of the Flash movie, and the entire time I was like, I just want to punch him in the face. I don't know what it is.
Like, that's literally the only thing I know Ezra Miller from is from The Flash, and he was the worst casting for The Flash, because he
I
does
have
not
never
embody
seen
that character whatsoever. And I just wanted to slap his stupid, smug fucking grin off his dumb, ugly face.
Even if it is yapping. But that's where my problem
And I'm
is,
not
because
saying
I
I'm a
make all
good-looking
of my
guy.
shorts
I probably
60
have a punchable
seconds,
face,
and
too.
because
I've been
Philip
told I look
spends
like an
so much
asshole.
time yapping,
So,
he is able to say
big,
so much
puckered
bullshit
asshole.
in 6 minutes that I can only debunk like 1 point in 60 seconds. So since I can't even begin to scratch the surface of his bullshit in a single short-form video, I decided to do this instead. Now, I've been planning to make this video for a long time. For those of you who subscribe to me on Patreon, you will have seen that this has been in my roadmap for like ever. In fact, I actually already filmed this video. The entire thing. It took me like 5 hours. And my structure was just, I watched like 7 of his videos in a row and just talked about them. But the problem is it ended up being so redundant, and I absolutely
Can we get to the
hated how it was
fucking point,
organized.
please?
So I decided to
He's
take
giving
another,
content!
I don't need all this shit. I don't care if he's
filmed
filmed this video 7 times. Get to the fucking point.
This is for the fans that are part of his Patreon. I know, wondering why it's taking
Great,
so long.
include this longer cut as a video for your Patreons. Get to the fucking point. I hate this shit. Do you know why I hate this shit? Because it's done for watch time. I know it's done for watch time.
He doesn't need that.
He does. YouTube cares more about watch time than anything else
But
that
take
you
this
do.
out. He's still over an hour. It still
Okay.
wouldn't really matter.
Just because you like his videos does not mean I can't be critical of them.
I'm not saying you can't be, but
I'm being critical of them because this is just prattling for no reason. Let's go. Come on.
Coming out of my
Get
mouth?
to the point. I want to
Probably
see.
not. The lights are shining into it. What if I do this? Ready? This is going to be crazy. Or it's not going to work at all.
I can't tell if
See?
it's edited
Told
or
you it was
not.
cold in here.
I
So
really
before we get
can't.
into this unnecessarily long video, I want to welcome some of you. First, I would like to give a warm welcome to any viewers who are familiar with Philip's content and have some sort of belief in it. If you are a skeptic, I encourage you to watch through this whole video. In this video, I'm going to be going over all of the points
He
Philip
is a
makes.
college
All of my
person, so he likes
sources
to
are going
give-
to be linked on screen, and you can
You know,
find all of
you
them
can
in
try
the
to justify it
description.
all
So
day
if you
long. I
are
know exactly
truly
what he's
someone
doing.
who, wants to do your
And it's
own
fine,
research, put
but
your money where your
it's-
mouth is,
I wanna
and watch this video
see
to
the rest
educate
of the
yourself
video.
further.
Can we
Or
get
if
to
you
it,
want to call me a
please?
sheep and click off the video, you can have at it, but you can see the fact that you care more about your feelings than you do about facts. Hit him with the Ben Shapiro. Secondly, I'd like to give a big welcome to pretty much everyone else. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You've probably seen some of my TikToks where I do debunking of conspiracy theories. Well, if you like those, you're in luck because I'm going to be doing it for like 2 hours here. If you clicked on it because you saw how long the video is and you're just playing it in the background while you do homework or something like that, welcome. I do the exact same thing. I actually kind of intended for this video to be a little bit for that. If you want to be generous, sauce me an interaction. You know, it's like tipping the bellhop. It helps what I do here, you know? And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I love you. And bonus points if you're watching at the live premiere, Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the last person that I want to welcome to this video is Philip Ziba himself. Now, Philip, if you are actually watching this, I'm actually partly addressing this video to you. As I said in the beginning, we both have caricatures. I think I said caricature.
I have never
but
watched
what
any of
I
this
should have
guy's
said is
videos before, and this
caricatures.
might
We
just be
both have
how he does his
exaggerated
videos,
versions
but
of ourselves that we
Kinda, he
present
likes
on
to
the
give
internet.
context to
This is
what he's
my
doing.
caricature. We're about to see your caricature.
I'm used to it.
Now, in this video, my caricature is going to go toe-to-toe with your caricature. But one of the reasons that I reshot this video is because I felt like the first one was just too much of, like, you know,
It's just a
commentary
background video.
channel
I mean, I
attack
do that
content.
too.
And that didn't really
I
sit well
usually
with
look
me.
for
And so
pretty
while I
lengthy
am still
live
gonna be
streams.
going for some pretty good dig-
Actually, one channel that I've been very much enjoying is Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. He gets a lot of really interesting people on his podcast. Another one is called the Luniverse. It's L-U-I Niverse. It's Luniverse. It's Charles Liu. He's a professor of New York's Technical Institute or something like that. Anyways, he's an astrophysicist as well, and he does his own podcast. So both of those have been kind of my go-to for like work and stuff.
In this video, I actually am trying to give
Very
you
informative
some
stuff.
advice, as weird as that sounds. No, I'm not gonna lie. I don't really like your content. And as a matter of fact, I don't even really know if I like you. But as a man-to-man and a creator to a creator, I respect you. Because regardless of the content you make, you are good at what you do. Even though I disagree with the information that you're putting out there, you have an obvious ability to connect with your audience. You have built a platform of 1.5 million followers on TikTok, and that's pretty impressive. Now, the only part of you that I've seen is your caricature. And so, unfortunately, I'm going to be judging you based off your caricature, which is a little unfair, but I don't really have anything else to go off. And so I want you to know that my thesis here isn't, you know, fuck you, get off the internet. I am trying to point out why I think the content you're making is something you should move away from and the damage that it has. But along with that, I also want to try and give you some, you know, advice and maybe some ideas for how to make your content better. Because even though the stuff you are communicating is a bunch of bullshit, you are a great communicator. So if you can respect the
Listen
fact
to
that
music
we're
and
kind of
doing
going
other
into
stuff.
this as
Now I want to
frenemies,
watch this live
I'm
stream.
going to get this thing started.
Music,
You hear that? That's the squirrels. Hey, keep it down.
yeah,
up
I can only
there,
listen to
little
music for so
fuckers.
much,
Oh, shit.
right? For so much time. I need something a little bit more
They're
involved
climbing on the
usually.
fucking rain gutter.
Dude,
Yo, hey,
Ninja, hello, my
little
friend. How are
bastard.
you
Yeah,
doing?
Ninja, what's up?
You know what, man?
Shit.
You know what?
honestly,
You get a
I'm
burger.
okay with
Welcome,
having squirrels in
welcome
my house.
to
They get
the
attic,
Club of
I
Blue.
get the downstairs. That works. We have a no man's
That's
land.
right.
We have an understanding
You, my
here. I
sir,
mean, it's cold outside. Why should I get to be in the warm house?
are
and
now
they can't?
blue,
Throughout this video,
like
I
the
want us
rest
to
of
all
them.
keep a question in mind, and that is: does
Join the
Philip
cult.
actually
That's
believes
that's
in
your
the things he is
reward
saying,
for coming to
or
the
is he
streams
just
on a
saying them to
consistent
get
basis.
clicks?
Appreciate
Because
it.
someone who actually believes in what they are saying is willing to sort of go the extra mile, do the extra legwork. And even if we don't agree with them, and I'm going to research all of my points to, you know, show whether or not there's fact backing up the things he says, they still believe in it and they are willing to back it up. Someone who does it just to get clicks is someone who doesn't really care what words are coming out of their mouth. And in my opinion, it's even a little bit worse because they probably don't believe the things they're saying, but they are willing to peddle it anyway to people who do believe it because it's the thing that gets them clicks and views.
Granted, we
and
still haven't got
lastly,
into the
before we get
content.
into things, I want to make this very
Come on,
clear at the
dude.
beginning. This is not
How
a
fucking
hit
long
piece.
are we?
I do not have
We're almost
a
at 10
personal
minutes and
problem.
we haven't even started talking about this guy's
This is
content. No
not
wonder
me
this
trying
video's an
to
This
hour
is
and
the
30 minutes.
end
the internet and
of
start
it.
some
Calm
fucking bullshit.
yourself.
I don't really care about who Philip is as a person. I am just looking at the things that he is saying. These could be coming out of the mouth of anyone, and I would be fact-checking them in the exact same way. You are not to use this video as grounds to give Philip or his fans
How you doing
any
this morning,
negativity,
Ninja?
And if you take a video like this as an
How was
excuse
your
to harass
evening?
someone, you are fucking dirt to me. Okay, we all on the same page with this? Good. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this thing
Is that
started.
the hexadecimal
Damn, bro, it's
value
cold
for
up here.
blue
I need to get
or something?
mittens.
Probably.
Right, Philip, piece of advice number 1. Never let him catch you without your mittens. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. All right, so I think there's no better way to kick off listening to Philip Ayahuasca.
Is he just like
Apparently,
outside?
it's called
I
the
didn't mean to do
opium,
that.
or the.
Whatever the fuck this video is.
Bruh, what on earth is this thing?
That's Big Bird in drag. I saw him last time I drank ayahuasca.
Apparently, it's called the opium, or
That looks like AI to me.
the erosion bird, and
The fucking thing just changed, didn't it?
Last time I drank ayahuasca.
apparently, it's called the opium, or the erosion bird. And
Yeah, it's not even the same
it's
fucking
definitely
thing.
AI-generated.
That's bullshit, Philip. Those things are definitely real. The one that I saw told me exactly how and when I was gonna die.
Ah,
But
it's an
many are
RGB.
beginning to claim
Okay.
that creatures like this are actually real, and we've already encountered them in our past before.
So this video came out around the height of the like erosion bird meme. So he clearly isn't claiming that these things are real because that would be ridiculous, but he's using it as a bit of a clickbait segue into whatever the next bullshit is he's gonna say.
Why did cultures all around the world just all independently come up with the same allegedly fictitious anthropomorphic bird?
The same allegedly fictitious anthropomorphic bird. Okay, we're grasping at straws right off the bat here. So Philip, I gotta ask you something real quick. If you look at all
Oh, I
those
see,
birds
I
that
see.
You got up on screen right
I hope
now,
it's amazing.
Do those look like the same?
I like me a
bird
good
to you?
bath
Is that
occasionally.
Thoth at the top. Thoth? What the fuck is his name? Okay, you got Thoth at the top. You got some sort of Mesopotamian.
You know,
god, and
seeing
then
it
some
again, I'm seeing so much times that his breath is. You can see his breath.
So, as a fan of history, Brandon,
Uh-huh.
why do you think, before he explains it, why do you think all of these different civilizations came to the same kind of conclusions with like bird imagery, stuff like that?
Why they made human-like birds?
Yes.
Because when you're writing stories and stuff, you always take a bit of what you see to write it.
Take your world.
Yeah,
And
and
you
you
turn it
kind
into
of put
fiction.
it all together. That's why, like, Toth at the top there has a bird head. That guy has some bird wings. I can't really tell what that guy's looking.
I mean, I think this might be a bird wing.
I can't tell.
I don't know.
South American god.
It would be really fascinating to be able to travel back in time and see how these people truly did live.
Oh, I know. Be cool.
Like, I don't think if time travel ever were to be invented, I don't think I could pick
Okay, Ninja, have
a
fun in your
point
bath.
in time that I would want to go back to because there would be so many.
much, yeah.
You know, like if you only had the option to go back to one point in time,
I've already answered this.
I don't even remember what mine was. What was mine? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
I can't even remember yours. What was yours?
Babylon.
Oh. Hmm.
I love to see the rise and fall of Babylon.
Oh, I know what mine would be. Mine would be the moment the Earth got destroyed by that giant asteroid that killed the dinosaurs.
I
That's
think that
what
was
I'd
it.
go back
Yeah,
to.
that's what she said.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I would go. I would go back in time. Well, for one, I would like to see what dinosaurs actually looked like.
Yeah.
And two, I'd like to see what actually occurred. I think it's interesting stuff.
Now, while they all have bird features, what you will notice is that they have about as many different bird features as is humanly possible. One of them has the head of a bird and no wings, one of them has the head of a human and wings, and one of them is dressed in a bird costume. You cannot tell me that that is enough evidence for you that all of our ancestors were connected to bird people. So this brings us to a very important theme.
You would
through all
choose
of
the
Philip's
80s
content
just
that
to
we
be
need
a
talk
genius
about
and
right
have
off the
some
bat.
nice
And we even
original ideas. I love how you put your fucking original in like 17,000 quotes. You get a cosmic burger, man. Here you go. And win some bets.
It's a pseudoscientific concept that traces its roots back to the end of the 1800s and the beginning of the 1900s. And even if you're not familiar with the word, you are absolutely familiar with hyperdiffusion. If you've seen anyone peddle conspiracies about Atlantis or long-lost, globe-spanning civilizations of the Ice Age or even ancient aliens, these are all examples of hyperdiffusion. Generally, the
Wait a minute. Was that guy actually
in the beginning of the 1900s.
on the History Channel
and even
when
if
he
you're not
did that?
familiar with the word, you are absolutely familiar with hyperdiffusion. If you've seen anyone peddle conspiracies about Atlantis or long-lost, globe-spanning civilizations of the Ice Age or even ancient aliens, these are all examples of hyperdiffusion. Generally, the concept dictates that all of the major civilizations on Earth are descended from one lost master civilization. You can see why this was such a popular concept in the late 1800s and the beginning of the 1900s. Now, while the people who peddle these concepts today are obviously not using them in the same way as, Ignatius Donnelly did in the, 1900s, hyperdiffusion is something that has been used for a litany of terrible shit, everything from eugenics to justifying Nazi land claims. Now, obviously, that's not what Philip is doing here, but it is important to understand the roots of this concept. Now, with the background out of the way, how does hyperdiffusion really work in the practice of these videos? Well, why don't I just show you, and I promise you'll get the hang of it really fucking quickly.
So this is a map of pyramids all around the world, all allegedly.
I guess they didn't make it to Australia. I guess the aliens.
Hey, wait, he's forgetting one. Bass Pro has a pyramid. Where's the United States
What about
pyramid?
the Las Vegas pyramid, dude?
No, they're Russia. Russia's all alone. Greenland's all alone. Canada's
So Australia wasn't worth stopping at for the aliens. Neither was Russia,
or Greenland,
or Canada, or the United States. Really, all of North America except for Mexico.
South Africa wasn't really worth it either. Just North Africa, close
Africa.
to Egypt.
Right? Like the aliens saw that and were like, "Yeah, no, there's so many deadly spiders and venomous snakes."
And that's also the same for Australia. Look at that.
Oh, imagine that. They avoid the places with all the horrific things that would kill you in your sleep.
Oh, this doesn't have the Antarctica, does it? Damn it. Because that has a pyramid in it.
Does it have a pyramid? Is there a pyramid in Antarctica, Brendan? Is there a pyramid in Antarctica? Yeah, that is part of this video. That is the reason that the look. Pyramids around the world and in Antarctica. We will get there. Probably not this episode.
Independently of each other and all having
we'll get through this
identical
whole thing.
structures that follow this similar step pattern. Famous pyramids of Djoser in Egypt, Chichen Itza, Pyramid de los Nichos, Tikal Temple, the Great Pyramid of Cholula, Kokur, and Prasat Bakse Cham Krong in Cambodia. And deep within the ocean is this sunken.
Why didn't they build spheres? I don't understand. You know what? More importantly, why didn't they just build squares? Because math is universal.
The astral.
That's literally the reason that everybody uses fucking
alignment math.
That's literally why there's pyramids, because math is universal. It doesn't care. It transcends language. It would even transcend species in the event that aliens did exist.
Yonaguni monument, all with a nearly identical look, yet built by completely different cultures with zero contact among
they don't
each
look
other.
alike, like at all.
Well, I mean, that's not true. This one and this one look really similar. This one and this one look really similar. I can't see this one because this big, punchable, fucking, dumb, ugly mug is in the way. But I think this one and this one kind of look maybe similar.
I think so. What I can.
Thousands of kilometers apart.
Wow, that one is pretty classic. If people all over the world did...
I think if someone invented something, the other guy maybe did too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't remember exactly how the quote goes, but there is not really a such thing as original thought.
Yeah, no. Because every single, civilization was like, how do I cross the water? And they built boats. That's just how it works. Not one person invented boats. Multiple people invented boats. Correct. I think that's the best example for that kind of thing.
didn't have
Like, even if you have, like, a groundbreaking idea, more than likely somebody else had that. Like, even Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, I'm sure somebody else at some point had thought that that was maybe a thing, but probably didn't know enough to put that into practice.
Yeah.
So,
And he was the one that figured it
right.
out. But
He was the one that was able to do the math and figure out how that would work. Like, I don't know the whole history about it, but I'm just kind of giving that as like a broad example.
contact with each other, how did they know how to put the rocks going up? Just like the weird bird thing that we started out with, all these concepts are predicated on the idea that if A looked like B, then
Is he
high-speed rail
homeless?
network. Trust me, we
No.
have a lot to
Why
cover
would he
about
film
pyramids
in
this
a
video,
freezing
so
cold
I won't
area?
get into that claim itself, but for the moment, I want it to stand
That's the part
as
that's
an
confusing to
example
me.
of hyperdiffusion.
Hey Milo, and if you ever, for some reason, watch this video, leave a comment below. Why are you filming in the freezing, cold, frigid building and not in your home where you would be warm? Do you not have heat in your home? If you don't, I'm sorry, dude. That's really unfortunate. I hope you get that fixed.
Frequently, hyperdiffusion is used when talking about some of the most basic shit possible. When talking about the pyramids, it's like, how did they realize to stack them, or how they realize to make stones fit together this way?
How did our ancient ancestors figure out these identical building techniques completely independent of each other?
What these people totally neglect to mention is there's
You know what my favorite part about that guy's video is? Go back for a second. Listen, in the background, it's really faint.
Building
they realize to make stones fit
Listen.
together this way.
How did our ancient ancestors figure out these identical building techniques completely independent of each other?
What these people
Like, we have to have the creepy fucking piano conspiracy music in the background.
of course.
That's what I'm talking about. He is selling his video to you through conspiracy that way. It's kind of annoying.
totally neglect to mention is there's only so many
My
ways
best
you can
friend
work with
is
stone.
nice
If you
and
have
I
thousands
suck
of
at math,
civilizations
if I'm being
across the
honest.
world, of course
Math
some
did
of
not
them are gonna
come
up with pretty
naturally to
similar
me.
ways of doing the same thing with the same materials trying to achieve the same end. Now, along
Yeah,
with
that's
talking about
just- that's
physical
how it happens.
construction,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that. Okay, I guess I should rephrase what I had originally said, because it's not that there aren't any original ideas in the world, but it takes a really specific and really special kind of person to think of something that nobody has ever thought of before. Like, I think Isaac Newton may fall into that category, but
We'll never know.
there's no way to ever tell or prove that fact. So,
He's the one that figured it out. Doesn't mean he was the one that had the idea original.
right. But that doesn't, I mean...
But it could have been that he did have the idea originally. We don't know.
Yeah.
So we
Well-
have to give them based off of what they accomplished. Like, we give Einstein the theory of relativity because he did figure it out.
Which, it still kind of hurts my brain to try to think about.
Yeah, how smart people are.
No, I'm talking about how relative time is.
Yeah, I know.
It's so strange.
That was a while ago.
That was like, I think what was it, 19... Hold on. I want to say like 1947 or something like that. Let me look it up. It's going to bug me.
Diffusion also plays a lot into folklore, just like the birds that we saw just a minute ago. Now, a misconception that I think is peddled by these conspiracy theorists all the time is that archaeologists don't want to listen to folklore. In reality, folklore is one of the most important anthropological tools that
Holy
we
shit,
have,
I was
being
way off.
anthropology, not archaeology,
1915.
because you don't like dig for folklore. Almost all folklore
I didn't realize
is
it was
based
that
on
long ago.
some modicum of truth, and there's no anthropologist in the world who would deny that. But these conspiracy theorists kind
Yikes.
of take it to a different level, where instead of
I was
looking
way
for
off.
the seed of truth in the forest of myth, you just decide to cut down every tree and take it at face value.
Ancient Indian
That could be
mythology
too,
had
Alf.
the Vedas.
That's absolutely
In the Old
possible.
Testament, we got the Nephilim. The Quran had the people of Ad. Ancient Egyptians had their carvings and drawings of extremely large people in chairs. Mayans and Aztecs had their own depictions of towering humans. And the Sumerians, well, they had the...
That's because they lacked any kind of outside knowledge.
That and what's the easiest thing to imagine?
A
Big
giant person. Like, that's what I'm saying. They didn't have any outside influence other than their own existing
But if
cultures.
you met somebody, you're 5 foot, and you meet somebody who's 6 foot, they're a giant to you.
Right, that too.
Anunnaki.
We're going to have to talk about giants a lot later in this video, so I'm not going to get into it now, but hyperdiffusion. The thing that these conspiracy theorists don't really recognize is that all of the sort of commonalities between all of these cultures are things that every person around the world had contact with. The idea of a giant person is not a hard thing to come up with. We all live around people, and the concept of anthropomorphic animals is fucking ancient, as long as we've been able to, fire enough synapses to combine two creatures together.
That is one of the most amazing and I lack the words to describe. I just find that imagery really fucking intriguing. It's so neat. It's so cool looking.
It fits really well. Like, shockingly well.
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's the way I would describe it.
We are a species that lives on the ground. For as long as we could look up, we've seen birds flying in the sky and thought, man, I wonder what's up with that. So if you're telling me that the most likely reason a bunch of cultures around the world have bird deities is because there are actual bird deities and not because we all live on a planet with fucking birds, then you are out of it.
Zuni, Acoma Pueblo have legends of a race that existed there before them. These myths all speak of either a race of reptilians, yes,
We're going into that shit. Are we seriously going to be going into the reptilian race?
Not really.
Okay, thank God.
we're in lizard people territory now, or giants that civilized the area.
Uh-oh. What do you mean by that, Philip? That doesn't really give the right. I know you didn't mean it like that, but let's just... I'm an anthropologist, all right? My field pretty much got its birth from eugenics, so I'm trying to, right the wrongs of the past a little bit here.
Micmac, a Native American tribe that lived along the Atlantic coast, which shares a baffling number of similarities with Egyptian hieroglyphs. Lived along the Atlantic coast, which shares a
Ancient Egyptian meaning, God is beauty, truth, heaven, all exalted.
They don't look similar. Like, I mean, there's some, but there are distinct differences in each.
Well, I mean, so this one and this one can be pretty easily explained because stars have been above us for
And holy with cross
all
on
of
the
time.
world.
These ones don't really equate to each other.
No. And then all in full.
Don't look anything alike.
And then God and Exalted One don't look anything like. Except the fact that maybe...
Again, that triangles are the most structurally
Yeah.
sound thing, and they may have built pyramids. I don't know.
Yeah. They may have built a pyramidal structure.
number of similarities.
That was the
with
largest
Egyptian
structure they
hieroglyphs,
could
two
build.
cultures that allegedly had no contact
That's
among
just
each other.
fact.
This one was just a coincidence, of course.
Oh boy.
Philip, I'm going to give you my first piece of advice. You clearly have an interest in history. You clearly have an interest in antiquity and the mysteries of
Does
the
he
past.
though? Does he have an interest in history, or does he have an interest in fake history? I think those are two different things. I don't think you can consider them the same, because one is based in reality and fact, and the other is based in belief in fictitious conspiracy.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Phil to make that decision.
I
will
either,
say
but-
I think I'm hedging more on him thinking that fake history is history, but I don't have enough knowledge of Phil's actual life to
So,
make that
I guess what I'm saying is if somebody came to him and started talking to him about ancient Egypt and were giving him factual information, he would be like, oh, but yeah, did you know that the Mayans were, and they were all in contact, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, considering that all he preaches about in his response to Milo here is cancel culture, I think that gives you the information you need.
so I'm right, he's not actually
Probably.
really all that interested in
Yeah.
history, he just likes the conspiracy shit.
So many
Okay.
mysteries out there that you can talk about without having to peddle fucking reptilian bullshit. What about the Micmac language you just talked about? That's pretty interesting, isn't it? I'm sure a lot of your viewers probably haven't heard about the Micmac language, but because of the way you presented that video, now the only thing they know about...
That's so cool, too, because that, at some point, meant something to somebody, and to us, it's
And
just
it's
a bunch of symbols that I can't read, I see God there, or was it, no, heaven.
Exalted One.
I see heaven.
Do you see Exalted One somewhere? Because I think that was the was the Micmac? I can't remember which one was which on the thing.
Like, I have an interest in this sort of, in history, too. I just don't know as much about it.
I don't know a lot about it.
is, well, maybe the ancient Egyptians had contact with the Micmac. Why don't you make a video talking about the mysterious Micmac language? Why is it that the Micmac have a written language and so many other indigenous groups in the US didn't? By trying to claim that there was some fictitious lost civilization, you make every little piece of the puzzle that we have at our disposal that's actually real completely trivialized.
Just like the Fuente Magna Bowl found in Bolivia with Proto-Sumerian cuneiform script writing on it.
That's not true. All right, guys, we're doing an Awful Archaeology speed run. Hey, guys, welcome back to Awful Archaeology. Today, we're going to be talking about the Fuente Magna Bowl. The Fuente Magna Bowl has no history, as in we have no idea where it came from, there is no record of the site, and we really don't even know when it was discovered. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you'll be familiar with the word context. It's probably the most important concept in archaeology. Most of the information you can get from any artifact is finding where it is located. It's context in the
That
world.
would make sense.
Finding a projectile point in a stream bed is very different than finding a projectile point in, a pile of bones. But if you were to take both of
That is also very true.
Mhm.
One would likely have been put there by a hunter. The other was an evidence of somebody being killed.
Yep.
That's very different.
Those projectile points, not record where they came from, and then just keep them in a box, they mean pretty much nothing. So you could have literally the Holy Grail in your hand, and if you don't have any records of where it came from, what the environment around it was like, it pretty much is worthless. So since we have no record of where the Fuente Magna Bowl came from, that makes it a little suspicious. Since people claim that it is the sole artifact that, shows that ancient Mesopotamia had contact with North America, that makes it really suspicious. Oh wait, not North America, South America. It was in Bolivia, right? Sorry, my bad. Philip claims that he knows what language is on this bowl, which he should try and get that published, considering that nobody else has managed to figure out what the language on the bowl is.
That doesn't really look like a language. It just looks like decorative stuff to me. Which, again, that could at some point have meant something to somebody, because if you look at the different triangles, they are oriented in different ways, but that also could just be artistic.
Yeah.
Like, this kind of looks representative of maybe like an animal or something. Maybe this could be representative of stars, or constellations even, because that's kind of what this looks like to me.
Or it could just be a lot of gabble, too.
It could also just be a bunch of gobbledygook.
Various people trying to interpret the Fuente Magna Bowl have claimed that the script
Like,
on
even
it is
this-
anything from
even
Sumerian,
that kind of looked like a
Proto-Sumerian,
shooting star.
Phoenician, Georgian, and even Hebrew. So long story short, if people can't even agree on what the language on the bowl is, it probably doesn't mean anything. In all likely,hood, the Fuente Magna Bowl was
As you know,
either
I
a
made my
completely
own
fabricated
language. No one ever
artifact or an
talked at
actual
law, but it had
artifact that
super different grammar than any language I know.
I think everybody at one
One
point or
point tried
another
to make their own
has
language.
done that.
I know I have.
When I was a kid, story time with Matthew. When I was a kid, I took a whole bunch of computer paper, or like printer paper, like this. Okay, paper. I took it, and I drew a thing. I don't remember drawing. Anyways, I took a bunch of computer paper, and I got glue, and I laid them over top of one another, kind of like this. And I glued them together end to end. And I did that about 40 times until I had this great big long stretch of paper. And then I rolled it all up, okay? And I made a scroll out of it. And before I had actually glued them together, I had taken them and I had crumpled them so that it looked old and stuff too. Now, if I was wanting to go all out, I should have used like coffee or tea or something to kind of stain it and make it look even more ancient.
You were young.
But yeah, I was in middle school, I think, at the time. But on said scroll that I created, I had my own interpreted language with its English translations and stuff. We should still had that. I don't know where it went. You ever done anything like that, dude?
Yeah. I used to. I at one point tried to make my own language. It failed horribly, but I tried.
Language is actually really hard to invent.
Yeah.
That's why when movies have to have their own new language, they have to actually hire linguists to do that for them. I used to burn the edges. Dude, we are kin, you and I.
Later carved on in order to sell it for a higher profit. Thanks for watching.
See, it's funny because I had also written a story on like notebook paper, and I would take the notebook paper and hold it over top of a candle just to brown it a little bit because I liked the crunchy feel of it. I was a weird child.
Off archaeology, stay curious and all that shit.
Records of inner Earth civilizations have been reported by many, if not almost every ancient society of our past.
I mean, those are all really, really awesome images.
Yeah.
Really interesting stuff. I can tell you right now, though, that this one here absolutely looks like it comes from somebody doing mushrooms.
Has a mushroom design to
Mm-hmm.
it.
Which, I don't want to get too far into religion again. but a lot of religious beliefs and a lot of religious teachings stem from hallucinogens.
Wow, I wonder why that is, Philip. Maybe because for as long as people have had their neurons firing, we've wondered, I wonder what's below our feet. I'll give you 1 second to guess what he's going to do next. Time's up. If you guess that he's going to list a bunch of civilizations that all have underworlds in their mythology, you are absolutely right.
Buddhists, Gartha. Ancient Indians have Patala. The Mayans got Xibalba. Chico Mostok for the Aztecs.
To Xibalba! See you later, Alf!
Oh, okay.
We'll see you in the next one, my guy. Do you know what I'm referring to? Tushibalba?
I've heard it before. I can't.
Tushibalba!
Where's that from?
You make me really sad.
I don't remember every single little thing.
Brandon, it is one of the best movies ever created.
There are movies that I really like that I remember every single bit from.
One of the best animated movies ever created.
I know it's animated. I can remember
One of the
that
best
much.
DreamWorks movies ever created. Come on, I can't narrow it down anymore.
Terrible.
It's the Road to El Dorado, dude. When they're on the fucking thing and they get all the
the
gold.
big portal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ladies, the guys like sacrificing their fucking gold
Yeah,
to the
they're like
underworld.
Tushibalba. Okay, I got you.
Like, God, dude, that's one of the best movies. I love that movie. It's so underrated.
I remembered it being animated, but I could not remember what it was.
That movie's amazing.
The movie is really good.
It's fucking hilarious.
The Sumerians, Babylonians,
They just don't make movies
Akkala,
like that
Chinese
anymore.
Diu,
They
ancient
really don't.
Egyptian,
No,
Greek, Roman, and even
Because
Celtic.
now that they're trying to
I'm
be
sorry, the
inclusive, they're
Even
being less
Celtics.
The
inclusive.
fucking Celtics. I always knew the fucking Celtics were doing something down there, bud. I gotta humble myself here for a second. I'm not normally the kind of person to make fun of someone mispronouncing something, but the fucking Celtics? You can't come onto the video of a guy from fucking Boston and not expect him to notice when you call the Celtics the fucking Celtics. You wanna go try that shit in fucking Southie, bud? Blue 95, the Auto Mile in fucking Norwood. Come on down there and try calling the Celtics the Celtics. I'll rock your fucking shit, bud. Shout out Massachusetts. You'll always have my heart. He's wearing a NASA shirt, too. Actually, that's pretty hilarious.
It is a NASA shirt. I was looking at it, I was like, it's backwards.
You know what, Philip? I'm gonna give you a little point for that. I'll imaginary mark it on the wall. Hilarious that you're wearing a Celtics shirt. That would have been really good. If you wore a Celtics shirt, I would have thought that you actually intended to call them the Celtics. Wait, am I losing my shit? Is it actually pronounced Celtics or is it Celtics? I always thought it was Celtics. Okay. Citation needed on that one. I'm looking at it and it looks like it's Celtics, which is how I've always heard it. But if I'm wrong,
a research assistant and a fact check.
at least that bit was still pretty funny. No, I don't want to know
Subjective.
how to pronounce Celtics like the Boston Celtics.
Isn't all humor?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
of
know
course
how
it
to
is.
pronounce the name of the Boston fucking Celtics. Here in Ireland, except for the initial soft say in sports teams' names, like the Celtics, Celtic with a hard C or K is the standard, but that was not always the case. The early pronunciation was with an S sound, reflecting its nearest origin in French. Okay, well, looks like Milo is right again. Okay, I'm glad I was right about that.
I took that as it could be pronounced either way, depending on if you're referring to the French pronunciation of it or the Irish pronunciation of it.
But I would assume you take it by the Irish pronunciation because that's where it's from. Like, yeah, it takes it from the... But that's like saying, you know, like, flavor has a different kind of spelling in British than it does
So
here.
does color.
So, it's kind of the
For
same
whatever reason,
thing.
they add an extra U to color.
So, I think it's the same kind of thing, right?
They also call aluminium, which... Okay,
So,
they're adding extra syllables.
Yeah, I would assume it's the same thing since we're here. That's how we would pronounce it. So since the Celtics and Celtics are from Ireland, you would count it by the Ireland.
Okay,
That would have been pretty embarrassing.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe the Celtics do have their own underworld. The TD Garden is kind of like the underworld on Earth, so I mean, it would only make sense.
Just like the flood myth that appears in every single ancient civilization.
Okay, fuck off. We're not talking about the flood myth. I am so sick of that bullshit. The problem is that the entire concept of hyperdiffusion has one really big weakness. Whether someone's trying to convince you of Atlantis or a lost globe-spanning civilization of the Ice Age, there is one single piece of
worldwide
evidence that can debunk
flood,
every
man.
single one of
We're gonna have to
I'm back!
We're gonna have to do a maybe a discussion hall on the origins of Christianity.
I didn't know I'll be back so fast.
We might
Welcome
do that
back,
someday.
Alf.
those points. And that
Also, welcome
is
back,
because
Alf. Good to
people
see you again.
Ninja.
like to
Welcome back,
bang.
Ninja.
Come on now. Whoa.
Just see that? My finger caught on fire for a second. For as long as humanity has
Paraffin wax.
climbed out of the primordial ooze, we have been leaving our grubby little fingerprints all over this planet. And the most conclusive way of seeing where humanity's path has been is looking at the literal genetic code in our bodies. Have a look at this map. This is a map of human migration across the world.
I had a lot of fun making that Star Fox video. Yeah, if you guys are watching this, I just uploaded a video, a supercut of the live stream that I did yesterday. It's available on the channel. It's supercut number 5, Star Fox Adventures. Tricky ruined my whole day, or something like that, I believe.
If you do believe in these hyperdiffusion ideas,
please check that out.
Research this yourself.
Worked pretty hard on it. Had a good time doing it, though.
An ancient set of human remains found in what's now like the Pacific Northwest of the United States has a very close genetic link to a lot of indigenous Americans, as you won't be surprised, but also has a very close link to a lot of indigenous Siberians, because genetically he was very close to that group of people. Look at the global...
Do you know what I learned the other day that really surprised me? You know that human beings, Homo sapiens, and mushrooms have more in common with each other than mushrooms do with green plants.
Yes.
I just thought that was kind of interesting.
I heard that from Neil.
They diverged. Oh, did you? They diverged. Mushrooms did later than...
That's why mushrooms, people describe them as meaty.
I thought I told Darcy that, not you.
No, I heard that from Neil.
Oh, I thought you said you heard that from me.
No, I heard that from Neil.
Yeah.
I watched a short. When Neil shows up in my shorts feed, I watch him.
Yeah, he's always got something interesting to say.
And that was one of the things I learned.
Civilization of the world today. We have people from all over the world who are able to, mix with one another. When our civilization collapses, and you can mark my words that it will, if there was some anthropologist thousands of years in the future, they would be able to tell that we had a globe-spanning civilization because of our genetics. The frustrating thing about archaeology is you're trying to assemble like a 1,000-piece puzzle with 3 pieces left. And that means that there's a lot of blank spaces. But a lot of these hyperdiffusion theories act like we have all of the pieces. So instead of acknowledging that there's gaps between them, they're like, yes, Karahan Tepe, and, Gunung Padang, and just like all this random shit, and they're like, yes, this is the full picture, even though we're constantly uncovering new shit, and we'll never have the full picture. It's no small wonder that the people who actually studied archaeology are not the ones peddling this bullshit. Whoa, do I have another lighter? Now kiss. They multiplied in my pockets. Okay, now that we're all on the same page with hyperdiffusion, let's go to the land down under. Because
did he just shove a snot rag into his pocket?
No. I know that was a tissue, but...
Because we're going to explore the ruins in Antarctica.
Don't judge people, Matthew.
I'm judging. That was gross.
The ruins left behind.
Not only was it, like, kind of gross, but he left it in his... I don't know. I guess I don't get his humor.
By one of these ancient civilizations are rumored to have been discovered and
I didn't even think
covered
about
up in
that
Antarctica
until you
as
pointed
well.
it out.
There are actually, like, unironically, there are absolutely ruins in Antarctica. Not ancient ruins. Not like that. But I was watching... Neil deGrasse Tyson did a video where him and his family and a couple people were invited to this cruise that they were taking down to Antarctica, and it was on his bucket list to go. So his son actually did like a whole documentary of it where he's got his GoPro and he's showing all kinds of things, and there are like buildings that we have left that have just collapsed and deteriorated over time. So technically, there are indeed ruins in Antarctica. So he's not wrong.
We are off to a
Can you tell what's wrong with that
start
picture?
this one. Okay, I want you...
What picture? This picture?
Yeah.
It's in black and white, so I can't even tell if that's sand for one. Or snow. What else am I looking for here that's wrong?
He'll say.
Now I want to find out. I want to know. Yeah, the part with General Scales talking to the Red Eye. That was a spur of the moment inspiration.
And it was the hardest part of the video.
It was the hardest part of the video.
You guys to take 5 seconds to
The program that I use to edit videos is not intuitively designed to do that sort of stuff.
this image, and I'm going to see if you can guess what I'm going to talk about in this section. I'll be in the corner taking a piss if you need me.
I just don't really find his humor all that funny, gonna be honest. I don't know. It's a bad picture. I can't really see anything. What am I missing? Is he going to point it out and I'm going to feel really stupid?
Maybe.
Did you get it?
No.
Did you try?
Yeah. I'm not.
I
as
don't even need
fluent in
Google
this.
to tell me that that's an AI-generated image, Philip.
A lot of controversy.
How would you know that? Just by looking at it. Honestly.
Well,
like,
go
unironically, how would you know?
go through. He'll.
I don't even need Google to tell me that that's an AI-generated image, Philip.
A lot of controversy behind these,
There is absolutely no controversy behind these ruins, Philip. Don't act like there is.
but apparently there are leaked photos that show us they're trying to cover up something big down there.
This is the first time we're seeing Philip's caricature shine through a little bit. Philip's character is that of a do your own research as long as that research is the Joe Rogan experience kind of person. So he'll speak with this language that tries to trick you into thinking that what he's talking about is actually more plausible or
Well, I
more,
can't think of every ha-ha moment, Ninja. I'm only human.
certain than it actually is, which is why he'll lace things into it like lot of controversy around these. There's no fucking controversy around them, Philip. You are literally just lying to your
Like, I wouldn't look at that and immediately think AI. I would just look at that and say it's a pretty terrible picture that looks pretty old and doesn't really tell me anything. That's what I would think about these images.
audience in order to drum up clicks.
I mean, AI images, when they're not like this and they're not like super heavily filtered and like the contrast is blown the fuck out, they're usually fairly easy to spot. All you got to do, like, if you ever have a question about an image and you're concerned about the validity, try to find somewhere two parallel straight lines in that image and follow them to the vanishing point of that image. AI is terrible at lining those things up, so it's a good way to kind of debunk images that you find, and quickly to do so. Do you know what the vanishing point is?
No.
Say you're standing on a set of railroad tracks.
I know that.
How they run together.
Yeah.
Every straight line should run straight to your horizon, based
No,
off
the
of
Earth
your
is flat.
perspective. It doesn't matter if the Earth is round or flat. That's just how fucking lines and perspective
No.
work.
That's what Big Pharma wants to believe.
They're trying to cover up something big down there. Who the fuck is they, Philip? Who's they,
That's my
Philip?
question every
no
time.
one is
Who
trying
is
to
they?
cover that shit up, okay? There's no ruins in Antarctica. The conspiracies are right in front of your
Yeah,
faces.
AI is
people.
really
Jesus
bad at
Christ,
that.
these
It just-
conspiracy
it
theorists give,
struggles
like the
to-
perfect
to
smokescreen for the government to keep doing
accurately
the shady
represent
shit
the
they've been doing
vanishing
for
point
years.
of an
Honestly,
image.
maybe Philip is a government psyop, because the more breath he wastes talking about how the government is covering up giants, the more the government can continue fucking us 10 ways to Sunday and getting away with it.
Doubters will tell you these photos are fake because
It's literally just the vanishing point. Like, that's just okay. I'll find a.
Google told them.
Okay,
An
you
image.
smug son of a bitch. Because Google told them. Philip, you can't rag on Google. It's the entire, sum of humanity's knowledge at your fingertips. Don't try and make people feel stupid for doing more research than you. But you know what, Philip? Just because you wanted to be a little bit of an extra smug bastard about this one, I decided to go down.
There you go. There it is in English. Vanishing point, it's a noun. A point at which receding parallel lines seem to
What
meet
was
when
that?
represented in linear perspective. And here's an image representing that. So if you were to be standing, say, on this side of this fence, these two lines would run parallel with each other and run down to a different vanishing point for you because your perspective changes. That's how that works.
What was it called? Coriander rays or whatever?
Orient-
Crepuscular rays.
Yeah, crepuscular rays.
On a little bit more of a rabbit hole just for you. So here's how I started. I Googled photos of ruins in Antarctica. I got this list of images.
That's
none
really
of which
cool.
are
You like Egypt mythology next to Greek and Norse? I am a huge fan of Egypt mythology. I know nothing about it, though.
I'm not a huge fan of mythology. I just
Like,
don't know anything about it.
I have... Me and Darcy have talked about, like, if we ever got the money to travel the world, one of the places I would absolutely want to go see is Egypt. I want to see ancient Egypt. I think that's one of maybe two foreign countries that I really want to go see their history. Greece would be another one. So, you use that in your 3D drawings. Yeah, it's I mean, that's what
ones you're
artists
talking about,
use.
which
You
you'd
have
think
to,
that if
otherwise
it was
things don't
suddenly
look
some
right.
big controversial thing, the
AI.
images would be pretty much everywhere, right? But whatever, doesn't matter. I'll just take your word for it. The photos were exactly what you would expect. We had this mountain that looks like a pyramid that we're definitely not going to have to talk about in just a couple minutes, Philip. Oh my God, why would you make me do that? As well as some photos of shipwrecks and snowbanks. Controversial thing, the images would be pretty much everywhere, right? But whatever, doesn't matter. I'll just take your word for it. And the photos were exactly what you would expect. We had this mountain.
That's the pyramid.
But dude, that doesn't even fucking... That's just an arbitrary box.
Yeah.
It continues. The ridge continues.
No, Matthew, it's a pyramid. It's perfect.
Oh, good lord.
That looks like a pyramid that we're definitely not going to have to talk
That's
about.
the
you
pyramid
doing?
in Antarctica.
What are you doing to me, Brandon?
As well as some photos of shipwrecks and snowbanks and shit like that. But as I scrolled down, I found this image, which isn't one of the ones that you used, but looks very similar. Now, as if looking at
A 1910s photo of ruins in Antarctica. Those don't look like ancient ruins to me, though.
it isn't enough to tell you, it says directly underneath, stable diffusion. Uh-oh. So I tracked this down to the Hugging Face article that it came from, and I found that it was referencing a bunch of these images being
History
used on
Channel
YouTube channels.
found!
Scott Lewis YouTube
I don't
they-
think
channel,
that was
which
the actual
honestly-
History Channel.
No, it
Philip,
was.
I'm sure
They,
you-
Matthew, they're the people that did fucking ancient aliens.
I used to watch the History Channel.
I know. They've gone down the deep end.
That's really disappointing. Because I would expect them to be notable and have notoriety.
Nope. Not anymore.
See you later, man. Hey, you know what? If you decide or are able to return, we are going to be live for a little bit. So, yeah, I hope to see you come back, man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Love him. He looks like he talks about the same bullshit talking points that you do. But they still weren't the same images you were using, so I decided to go back to the drawing board. And so I went back to my Google debunking, and first I found this hilarious April Fool's
Ancient ruins found in Antarctica. An unbelievable story for April 1st. That's in Duroc. Is that how you pronounce that? Duroc? Argentina? Durac. I'm not sure. Scientists have uncovered the remains of a massive stone structure and other artifacts estimated to be 4,000 years old in a remote corner of Antarctica. The find, announced at a press conference here today, is the first evidence of ancient civilization on the icy continent and is being hailed as one of the most important archaeological digs of the century. You know, I don't know, like, the entire timeline of continental drift, but would it be possible for continental drift to explain the potential existence of ancient structures that may have been uncovered in Antarctica?
No. Because the way Antarctica is... So, to put it in a kind of understanding, there was a time where Antarctica was ice-free. But by the time that Homo sapiens and structures were being built,
Right,
it
that's what I
already
was-
had been ice.
That's what I was thinking. That's
So-
why I said I don't know the timeline of how that would work out.
No, that was like a billion years before humans. That it was ice free or something like that. It was a long time ago. So there's no like Antarctica ice free people lived there, built something because of Pangea and then continental
Right,
drift.
right.
There's nothing like that could have
You know what's
happened.
crazy? At some point in the future of this planet, all the continents will be kind of together again.
Imagine the
I'm just saying, like, we have all these segregated countries, right? Like, we're all separated into different countries. And, like, I don't know, like, 40 million years, provided that the countries they won't be, provided that the countries are still around. How is that going to work in a political sense?
I just imagine sitting down in your house one day and they all finally meet. Just
They have like a countdown timer point at the top of your fucking screen or something. It says 3
Brace for
minutes.
impact.
Yeah, brace for impact. 3 minutes till continental slam.
That would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, they say aliens built the pyramids because ancient people were too dumb to figure that out. I guess.
But they don't question
for American
Like the
Archaeology from
ancient
the
Britain's
1990s, talking
cathedrals.
about ruins being discovered in Antarctica and featuring a geologist called Scott Amundsen. For any of you that are familiar with polar history, you will recognize both of those names immediately because they were the two explorers that raced to get to the South Pole first, as well as an archaeologist named H.P. Lovelock, a hilarious twist on H.P. Lovecraft and Lovelock Cave, which is also something we're not going to have to talk about in this video, right, Philip? But then I found this Reuters article called Photos Allegedly from Bird's Expedition to the Antarctic Allegedly Created by Artificial Intelligence. The Reuters article referenced another article called Top Secret Lost Photos from Admiral Byrd's Expedition by someone called Lost Books. So I click on that link and I find Lost Books page. Now I can't see the whole article because it's behind a paywall, so I obviously pay the paywall in the essence of doing research and look through the entire article. Now again, it had a lot of images, but not the ones that you used. So I did a little more digging on this.
Is that the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
It's not leaning at that time, Brandon.
And it's in Antarctica. There's your continental drift!
Yeah, we figured it out. That's why it's leaning, because when the continents split, it fell over a little bit. I actually don't know why it's leaning.
I don't either.
I don't know
I
the
would
history.
assume it was an earthquake.
I would assume it was a structural failure of the building itself, but it's amazing that it didn't fall the rest of the way. And I'm sure that the government that's in charge of the Leaning Tower of Pisa probably has a lot of money invested in keeping it the Leaning Tower of Pisa,
Definitely.
and not the fallen pile of crumbled bricks.
I don't
You
think
know
we'll
what I
get
mean?
to it on this one, but the
Is that in Italy?
Bosnian Pyramid.
I think it's Italy.
Italy. France is the Eiffel Tower. Big Ben for that.
The UK.
Yeah, the UK. Here in America, it's the Statue of Liberty.
Or would it just be Britain? It would just be Britain, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And then Great Wall for China.
What do we have in the United States? We don't have any.
Statue of Liberty.
We don't. We didn't even make that.
I know we didn't. But
Like, do
it's
we not?
ours.
We really don't have any man-made like attractions like those. You know.
I mean, there's the arch. You know.
I mean, the arch is pretty neat looking. I guess I've been to it. It's way cooler looking in person than it is
yeah.
on in pictures. But I wouldn't equate those with like the Eiffel Tower
Or the fucking Great Wall.
Or the Great Wall.
That thing's amazing.
I mean, amazing and terrible. Like the amount of people that died working
doing
on that
it,
is
yeah.
fucking gross.
But I mean, the product itself is amazing. Like just the amount.
Like the human sacrifice to create that wall is unimaginable and just kind of disgusting. But that's just how things were, you know.
This Lost Books character is at this point that I should mention.
I should say how things are. While we're not building walls, we are doing other things that are resulting in the deaths
We're building
of many
our
people.
social political walls.
Yes. You know, like, for instance, laying claim to sectors of space.
That
Okay.
Lost Books is someone who uses AI to illustrate their, fictitious novels that they write. Nowhere are they trying to convince you that these images are real. They are merely using them as a catalyst to tell their story. So after looking through the catalog of books, I found one called Mysterious Antarctica, claiming to have more than 100 images from probably the same set. And so for the low price of about $3 USD.
So, is he saying that this person is selling these as fictitious works?
Yeah.
And this fucking idiot is... okay.
Yeah, the person making these is not claiming that these are real.
You know what he gets, Brandon? He gets a dancing Sonic.
I bought the thing, so I scroll through the entire book, but none of the images are the same. But something very unusual is happening, because even though it's none of the same images, the images look really similar. Like, really similar, as if they came out of the same computer-generated mind.
I fail to see the similarities here. I mean, I can see... they're black and white. I don't know
So
about that
feeling
one.
like I hit a dead end, I went back to Lost Books' webpage. I found their email and I wrote to them. I said, hey, I'm working on a YouTube video. I came across your book and I need your help identifying some AI images. He responded back and said, yes, I would absolutely be interested in helping you with this project. Also, I am best friends with your cousin. I didn't expect that to happen. Somehow, this dude went to art school with one of my cousins who I've never met, and they've been best friends for like 20 years. Philip, I don't know why you led me down a rabbit hole where I connected with like a fourth cousin that I've never met in my life. This cousin that I apparently had then also reached out to me, and I learned that he lives near a really big flea market that I like, and now I'm gonna meet him. I don't know how this happened. Philip,
Life's weird that way.
Yeah, right?
It really is. Like, it's amazing how
Connected some...
like, not even that. I was just like, how your actions that you take in everyday life, that ripple that affects you years later, things that you don't ever in a million years expect to happen, you can trace back to points in your life. Like, the amount of things that had to happen in order for me and Darcy to meet, for instance, are astronomical. Like, the chances and the likelihood of that happening is so low. But here we are. And it's really interesting to think about.
I came here to learn about fucking AI images, and you just gave me a goddamn family
Oh,
reunion.
God.
So
Don't
anyway,
open it.
cousins aside,
Close your
I
eyes
wrote
and
back
don't
said,
look.
Holy shit, what the fuck? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give a warm welcome to none other than the mastermind behind Lost Books himself, Tim.
My name is Tim Boucher. I live outside of Quebec City. I am an artist. I've been doing art way before AI art started, so that's not my only art thing, but I've been using AI to do images that are hyper-realistic, that are kind of a combination of fact and fiction, and I did my own set that was called Mysterious Antarctica that purported to show Admiral Byrd exploring Antarctica in the 1940s, 1950s, as part of an operation. So I made a bunch of fake images that went viral. They're very similar to the ones that I made, and I used prompts like historical photos or grainy black and white images. I think with like the AI compression stuff that you see, like the weird artifacts, kind of like the...
What the fuck are you doing?
Reflections, how does it know?
Still thinking about that, are you? Oh no. I mean, you know what's really sad?
People actually are shocked by that.
People are actually shocked by it. They go, "Oh, how does the mirror know we live in a simulation?" Okay, sure we do.
What would that?
Do you know what?
Out of curiosity, what would that change?
What?
If you figured out we lived in a simulation, what would that change?
I mean, it would change our place. We would know that what we're dealing with isn't reality.
But what would that change?
It would give us a drive to find what reality is, I would say. I think it would change a lot. We don't live in a simulation. Do you know why we don't live in a simulation? Because we can't even simulate our own world in a realistic manner.
Yeah, but
like that's just
we're
fact.
also stupid.
Are we stupid though?
Yes.
Are we stupid, Brandon?
Matthew, I can give you a lot of reasons why we're stupid.
Give me 5 right now.
I can't say them on air. I'll get arrested.
You mean to tell me that somebody is going to come along and going to shut you down for using the freedom of speech?
Gotta talk about the guy with fucking dildo up his ass, too.
The vibrator.
The fuzzy edges and stuff. You have an old-fashioned looking picture.
Omni-Man is right behind you.
Sort of accept
Omni-Man would have no reason to be right behind me.
Otherwise,
I would love, like,
you might
he'd have to be behind this wall.
He could be.
And you know how terrified I'd be if a hand just shot through this fucking wall right now?
Hey, that would be awesome. We would go viral.
Omni-Man discovered.
I figured it out. You know what I'm going to do? Hold on, mute. We'll get Darcy in on it.
Yeah.
We have the plan.
First off, I was images, I was like, oh, this is the language that I speak, like I've been making images in this style, even of this subject, for a while, so when I see them, I immediately recognize.
Oh, yeah, I can kind of see the artifacting there.
sort of stylistic elements, the way that some of the color is done, the way that sort of like light
Yeah, their faces are fucking.
What's
and
that over
shadow
there?
works, and also when you look at the image.
Oh, how did I not notice that, dude?
See?
How did I not notice that this fucking shadow makes no sense on the side here? Like, that would imply that there's another mountain right here that's casting a shadow across it, which, I mean, no, that wouldn't work either. This is kind of weird, too. Fucking, that's kind of artifact.
Yeah, now that you're looking for AI, you're seeing more of it.
Yeah, here is kind of artifact. This doesn't make any sense right here, because this peak comes up, and then it just stops right here. Yeah, it doesn't, that shape makes no sense.
images carefully and you think about the mass of the objects, a lot of times that's when things start to fall apart. Yeah, when you send me those images, it's like, I know this, I've been doing this for a while. I think they were stable diffusion.
I mean, that one's pretty fucking obvious.
Probably. They might have been mid-journey, but I've seen things now that lead me to believe it's stable diffusion. So it's the way that these things spread is people take them out of their original
And you
context,
talking about
and they
meth?
just
Yeah, I
re-upload
can
it
hear.
and they put their own spin on it.
Mountain Dew is
and it
gross.
goes around the world again. and
Yeah,
again
what
and
you
again.
really
So
need to
I
drink is
started
milk.
with
You know, I say that, but Mountain Dew, the orange flavor, is pretty good.
Like Circuit or something
Livewire.
like Livewire.
images that you sent
We
me
worked
from
together.
the TikTok video, and I put a few of those into a reverse image search in Google, and that gave me a clean version. And from there, I started tracking and building a timeline of like, okay, when was this first posted? But I found the original source, and the original source, it seems, is an artist on YouTube named Edgar Reyes. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, and he admits to it in a video on his channel and a video on another channel that it's kind of a long interview about how he did it and why he did it. You know, he considers himself an artist too, and he makes a lot of the same points that I've been talking about already about sort
Which I know some people might look at that and say, why would you make art like this? You know that it's going to be used as conspiracy. Just
Well,
because people are fucking
yeah,
stupid
why
doesn't
would
mean
you
you shouldn't
hinder
be allowed
yourself?
to express yourself in that artistic way. Like, at the same time, I have a bit of an issue with this artificial underground page because he's using the tag marks Antarctic Facts and Flat Earth. So he knows exactly what he's doing. So I have a bit of an issue with that, gonna be honest.
of like
Well, at
using
least it's
tools
called
for creative
artificial
exploration.
underground.
Later
That
on,
doesn't
they
mean
get
anything.
reposted in
Our channel's called The Gathering Hall, and we don't really do anything.
We gather in this hall.
We literally do nothing with any kind of like medieval influence or anything like
Yes,
that.
we do. This is our hall where we drink mead.
Okay, sure.
next week or two onto archive.org to make it look like.
Do you remember
it's a
why we
historical
called this The
document.
Gathering Hall?
Suddenly, there starts to be
Wasn't it supposed to
a
be
bunch
because all of
Russian
us were supposed to
websites
be?
that picked up those images. There's one that is
It was
like
meant to be a
sort of
place for
Russian
people
version
to
of
come together.
4chan. That seems to be one of the big like places where it started to propagate, and then from
It
there
still is
it
technically.
goes to
It is,
a number of
in a
other
way.
Russian websites
It's
that,
just
in
we're
my
not big enough
digging,
for that
I
to be.
found
Yeah.
were publicly linked to disinformation networks and propaganda
We're
networks
gathering
that
gatherers.
are known to be Russian origin, and that's not like my opinion. That's the opinion of multiple independent outlets that I looked at that covered that site where it got reposted to, and those images got at that point recontextualized by whoever wrote that article in Russian. With a bunch of new talking points and new ideas that are not at all contained.
So these are
in the
absolutely
original
all
video.
fake.
The
right?
original video is
Okay.
just images and music, and then from there it appears that it got translated into at least 3 other languages: Czech, Slovak, Lithuanian. Oftentimes in this kind of investigation, you never really know
Did you see the pyramid, Brandon?
what the
There's a pyramid
truth
there.
is. But I think in this case, it seems pretty conclusive.
They're hiding it from
By
us.
an an artist.
I just love the
using
like
AI,
Illuminati
and then
confirmed.
after
Like
that,
they,
they
the,
get
the
picked up
Illuminati likes to
and
play like place
repurposed
little
by
Easter
other
Easter
actors,
eggs for you
especially
to
also on
fucking
sites like
find
Rumble
them.
and Odyssey.
The Illuminati is real.
And you see there's a lot of copies of it on YouTube too.
Like, all jokes aside, yeah, I believe the Illuminati is a real thing. And I don't think it's what
People make
conspiracy
it out to
theorists make it out to be, but I'm pretty sure that there is a shadow government that has control of this country. Like, I just can't convince me otherwise. There's
I'm not
nothing
gonna.
you can say that will convince me otherwise.
be. Pineapple soda.
Oh, god damn it, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, from different accounts, but it's like
No shadow
these
government would
original
let that wonderful
creators
flavor
I don't like-
be.
I don't like
reposted
Coke
and
or
reposted,
Pepsi.
reposted endlessly.
I don't
They're
mind
both
Pepsi.
much too
My
acidic for
images
me.
I don't mind
used that
Pepsi.
way.
I'm not a big
I would
fan
be
of
mad,
Coke.
and I would
My
try to
old
take
ass gets
action.
heartburn.
What I would probably do is I would file.
I've only experienced heartburn
the
once.
DMCA
Ah,
copyright
man.
claims against people.
You'll get it
using the
as you get
images,
older.
First of all, without
Never.
my permission,
Too
but
young.
more importantly, in a way that's
You
derogatory.
realize you're only a
extremely
few
offensive,
years
you
from
know.
Thank
30.
you for coming on, Tim. It was a pleasure having you. I appreciate you sharing your expertise with us. I had a much
an
longer
old ass
interview
too,
with
I'm
dude.
Tim that didn't
18.
need to go into this video because it's already long
I
enough.
wanna
But we had
be
a wonderful conversation, and I asked him all sorts of
forever
questions about
I
his
don't.
opinion on AI as an artist and where he thinks the art world is going. And I
Unless
put
I'm
the entire
immortal,
interview on
I
my
guess
second channel.
ageless.
So if you want to watch that, the link for that is in the description. He is a wonderful mind, and I think you should definitely listen to what he has to say. And if you're interested, I recommend you to support the man himself and check out his book.
I mean, I need to say that I don't have an issue with this guy Milo at all. I just don't really find his, I guess his jokes and his editing to be funny to me.
That's fine.
And it's fine. I'm allowed to have that opinion.
Yeah.
That's in
I'm
my
not gonna
description. If
crucify-
you spend $5 on
How dare
coffee,
you.
you can spend
How dare you not
$3
find
on
the
a
same
fun little
creator
book.
as
I
I
really
do
enjoyed it. It
funny.
reminded me a lot of Motel of the Mysteries, one of the books that I grew up reading. And it's really cool to see AI-generated imagery sort of supplementing a fiction book. The frustrating thing is when that art form is taken and bastardized by people like Philip. These artists are clearly not claiming that what they are creating is real, but it is so easy to just wipe the metadata.
That one guy was still using tags that had the word facts in it. So I disagree with that as well. Like most of those people know that nobody's gonna read the description. They're just gonna watch the video and be like, oh my god. So
From these images, throw it up on TikTok, and then regurgitate some bullshit. So kindly, Philip, to your claim that, Google will tell them that this is fake. I know that you're trying to discourage your, fans and viewers from doing their own research, but if
I have
it
a
makes
button.
you feel any better, I don't think that it's AI because Google told me. I think it's AI because someone told me who does it for a living.
A lot of people argue these ancient ruins aren't real, and who knows, but you gotta keep an open mind, right?
Philip, there is a difference between keeping an open mind and just believing any bullshit that comes across your screen. I appreciate that. You should keep an open mind. There's even some things in this video that you present that I'm like, that's kind of interesting. But you can't claim like you're encouraging people to keep an open mind when you spent the first half of the video talking about how they'll Google it and say that it's wrong like a bunch of fucking nerds. Maybe you should have Googled it, and then you wouldn't have had to make a video where you just said bullshit for 5 minutes. Okay, I've given you guys sort of the appetizer. You have a little bit of an understanding of who Philip is.
the appetizer, dude. We're fucking half an hour in.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
This is
with
2
in mind, I
videos,
think
Matthew.
There's 2 videos. You want me to watch a part 2? Holy
No, this
shit.
is only gonna be
This
part
is an
1.
important point for us to talk
I'm just
more
messing with you.
specifically about Philip's character.
Doubters will tell you these photos are fake because Google told them.
I want to preface this by reiterating something I said earlier. I don't think that this is who Philip actually is. I think that
Ninja.
the version
Dude, you missed it at the beginning of this live stream. I literally said, man, that guy's got nice hair. I even went like this and was like, honestly, if I could grow hair, I wouldn't. I know a lot of people that are bald say that, but I don't miss having
we are
hair in
seeing
the
of him is
slightest.
just as much of a caricature as any
I keep trying to
influencer
convince
on the
Brandon
internet.
to shave
Every
his head off.
influencer or creator
He'd be
sort
more
of makes,
comfortable.
Like a very hyperbolic version of themselves
Shave his
to
head
present
off.
to the internet because
Shave
that's
his hair
themselves.
off.
In person, I am very similar to
Don't
how I
shave
am
your
in
head
these
off,
videos,
Brandon,
but
then who's
I
gonna
absolutely
watch these
play to certain
idiots with
parts of
me?
my personality because that's the character that I am in front of the camera. And I think Philip is doing the exact same thing here. So all of that is to say that this is not me
I just
ragging
don't
on
think
Philip
that's
as
the
a person
case with
because
a
I
lot
don't
of
know
people.
Philip as a person. I only know this part that he is putting forward online. And frankly, I think this part that he's putting forward online is kind of a douche.
Let's take a second to get a
Or maybe he is just kind of a douche. Can we just take at face value that this might be how this guy actually is? Not everybody's trying to be a character. Not everybody's playing a part or a role. Do you think Brandon does what he's doing right now because he's playing a character? No, he's fucking weird. That's just him as he is. I've known him his entire life. That's just him. He's fucking weird.
I'm not doing anything.
And you know what? You know what, dude? I wouldn't want him to be any other way. I love his weirdness. His weirdness keeps me feeling a little bit more normal.
I'm a bit of a spontaneous person.
Right, okay.
Few people mad out there with these photos of excavated giant bones found all over the world. Nah, bro, it's fake. Didn't you read that fact check
That doesn't even look remotely fucking real.
article, bro?
There's something so poetic about watching someone who I feel like I helped out of a puddle of their own vomit in the teak basement say, "Didn't you read that fact check article, bro?" Do you remember that time when, was it like Ted Cruz tweeted, "Don't listen to the science about climate change"? It's like that. If some
I'm gonna read that.
Ted
Please ignore the science, ignore the data. Climate alarmists have a political ideology to promote, and facts can't get in the way. August, NASA satellite temps in. No warming in almost 8 years, despite lots more CO2. August 2022, same temps as August 1998. Climate is a hoax. Is it though?
No. Yeah,
Is it though?
It is 100%, Matthew. Haven't you? Ted Cruz is saying it is.
Okay.
Cruz tweeted, "Don't listen to the
I
science
found the
about
nostalgia
climate
critic
change."
skeleton.
It's like that. If someone tells you something and then
Hey, he's
makes
still
fun
on
of
YouTube. He's
everyone
still
who
doing his
would
thing.
try and do their own research to prove them wrong,
I've never really
chances are
enjoyed that
they're
guy's
lying
videos
to you.
either.
Philip kind of puts on this persona of being like the smug, cold, hard fact kind of guy. It's like, we're really gonna trigger some people today. He's the kind of guy who probably said that everyone was triggered a lot in 2016 and then just never really grew past.
I mean, that was happening a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It, like,
Now it's crashing out.
the oversensitive nature of people has kind of gotten on my nerves quite a bit. I cannot deny. Like if I'm watching something, like take for instance, if I'm watching like a murder mystery on YouTube or something, and they censor the
unalived him.
They censor the word murder or shoot or shot
Or gun.
or stabbed or gun or blood or pregnant.
Yeah, because you can't.
I
be
have an
pregnant.
issue with that. That's ridiculous.
You know what's still one of my favorite videos I've ever watched is?
I'm waiting. Like,
One of my
do you know what my favorite video I've ever watched is?
I was waiting to see if you would guess.
I'm not gonna fucking guess. You've watched probably tens of thousands of videos.
The one where it's the guy going through all the misspellings of pregnant. How can one,
Pergonat. I remember that.
how can one get pregnant?
And to me, for me, it's not even about wokeness
Pergananat?
in unwokeness or whatever you want to call it. To me, it's just unnecessary censorship of the English language. And
Right.
it's fucking stupid. It's absolutely stupid. They're just words, and they only have as much power as you give them. I don't know. It's aggravating, to say the least. You hate when they censored boobs? Who the fuck is censoring boobs?
That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know if I've seen boobs censored. Isn't that whole, well, women are ugly in video games now? I don't agree with that either. Stellar Blade just came out, what, like 2 years ago? Which, again, that is also subjective.
It. He has a few videos where he toes the line of talking about, you know, woke things. Frankly, it's just mega
And then everybody
cringe, so
got
I
mad
didn't
that she
include it
was
in this
sexy
video,
in that
but
game.
you kind of get the character.
Oh, you
that
can't-
he's
you can't
working
You
with.
can't win.
You
Yo,
physically
I
cannot.
gotta
literally
go. I've said
cannot
too
win.
much.
And he also does that bullshit. Hey, yo, I gotta
You
go.
noticed?
I've said too much. Philip, nobody gives a fuck.
What is on his fucking
It's
forehead?
supposed to be a sniper. Are you gonna go get a water? You gonna grab the camera this time or not? So I'll be the bodiless voice. I won't be able to read chat. That's the simulation's heart. If you can jump through the reflection. So I won't be able to read your comments, but we're on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. Zooming through the skies. There's Odie. He's a dog. There's Lila. She's a dog. There's the outside world. It's dangerous. Hold on a second. One of these days, I'm gonna do like a pepper challenge. I'm gonna play a game, and every time I die, I eat a pepper. I'll start with something not as hot as a jalapeno. Not as crazy. Oh, I've been hit!
And they shot you. They shot you for speaking too much.
You're not gonna get fucking
This
assassinated
fear-mongering
for
shit
talking
annoys
about
me.
giants. Whoa, Milo, but you're coming down on him. You're trying to silence him. No, I'm not trying to silence him. I'm literally just trying to do his own research for him. Honestly, I don't want to silence Philip because the longer he does this, it's fucking job security. The nice thing about what I do for a living is that as long as there is stupid people, I can pay my fucking mortgage. So please, Philip, if there actually is a sniper trained
not
on you
my
right now,
utility
let me know,
bill.
and I will do everything I can to
can't
help
afford
because
to
I
have
got a water
heat.
bill to pay.
All dismissed as irrelevant or flat out ignored by mainstream archaeology. We're fed the narrative that they were
Or fed
What the
narrative.
fuck is mainstream archaeology? Define that for me.
Me?
Hey, somebody define mainstream archaeology.
Mainstream archaeology is obviously the people who are the big names of big academy telling you what history is. Actually, I don't hear that. I don't hear that either.
You don't hear that?
No.
I don't hear it.
Why is it not working?
What the fuck?
It's we fixed it.
I am
heard-
so confused.
I heard that one.
built as
Whatever,
tombs for
dude.
pharaohs.
As you won't be surprised, he uses a lot of language like this. Mainstream archaeology. We are fed the narrative. You can tell that this is a guy who, you know, watched
the volume wasn't
Ancient
high enough.
Apocalypse once and then probably watched Graham Hancock on Joe Rogan.
What the hell
and
does
that's
the volume
research that
have
he's
to
done
do with
into
it, though?
archaeology.
If I
And
turn
so
it all the way
because
up-
he's gaining his archaeological
hear that.
input from two people who do a terrible
I
job
turn
of
mine all the way
representing
down.
archaeology, he thinks he knows
I can't hear it.
what
Let me turn mine all the way up,
archaeology
yours
stands
always
for,
down.
which is absolute
Now-
bullshit.
now
And
you.
I want to make clear that I'm a firm believer that you don't even need a degree in archaeology to
I
call
can
yourself
kinda-
an archaeologist. It's high time that
No, I can't hear
academia
that.
move past needing to spend thousands of dollars
All
to
the
get
way
a piece
up.
of paper to say that you like something. But
I
the
can-
difference between studying archaeology
So it's
with your life
entirely
and calling
tied to the
yourself an archaeologist,
volume?
even though you don't have a
Maybe?
degree, and what these people are doing
What the
is that these
fuck?
people are speaking
I wish
like
somebody
they
could
are
explain to me the physics of how that's working. The one video that I did upload to the channel talking about that weird phenomenon, they were like, oh, well, you're just because they can hear it through the microphone. It has nothing to do with the microphone. Absolutely nothing to do with the microphone. So strange.
authority figure in archaeology. Like, they know better
Oh, fucking Joe Rogan's here again.
than archaeologists.
Yeah, that's
Now,
That guy's
I
a
do have
dumbass.
Some pretty immense
want
respect for Graham
Doc-
Hancock.
Professor Dave
Even though I fully
talked about
disagree with
Graham
the things
Hancock.
that he's saying, I do appreciate the fact that he can actually try and postulate his theories and, you know, actually try and back them up with evidence. I don't think his evidence is very good, but at least he's engaging in the scientific method. At least he's trying to play the game, you know? Now, Philip here is not doing any of the extra legwork. He's not really adding anything to the conversation. He's just sort of boiling down all the talking points and then reciting them in 6 minutes, which there's nothing wrong with. I mean, that's kind of what every influencer does, isn't it? But you kind of miss out on all the nuance, and instead all you get is like a frat bro talking about how mainstream archaeology is trying to silence us. So as much as I don't want to be a gatekeeper of archaeology, Philip, I'm gonna assume you have a business degree.
I told you what it is.
You can be as interested in archaeology as you want, but don't fucking talk about what mainstream archaeology wants you to think.
To which modern Egyptologists claim these handles were used with ropes to pull jars.
Okay, so according to AI, Google's AI, mainstream archaeology refers to the widely accepted practices, theories, and professional standards within discipline of archaeology, which often can contrast with alternative or fringe theorists proposed by figures like Graham Hancock.
He's the guy who said, "I'm no much more a pseudo-archaeologist than a dolphin is a pseudo-fish."
So he's not an archaeologist, got it.
Yeah, he's a fake archaeologist.
Desperate at this point.
And now we put it all together. Here's Philip being both smug and wrong. The people who actually study ancient Egypt for a living say it's this. Pff, they're just getting desperate at this point.
Which was later dismissed as an...
Brandon, I don't know how much of this I can take. Oh.
Matthew, that's definitely a giant human. Look at it. It looks so human. You know what that actually is? It's a sloth.
Ancient sloth? Like, come on, they're just...
Look at that! It's so compact.
Have you ever seen the video where I think it was, maybe it may have been China or...
Look at those feet.
Maybe Korea, I'm not sure. One of the countries on that side of the world, I can't remember which one it was, had like an alien that was a real alien or whatever. One of the reporters grabbed it out of the fucking thing. It was a piece of rubber. It's funny. I'm gonna see if I can find the video.
Shit up at this point.
That skeleton of a giant ground sloth is a giant ground sloth? They're just making shit up. Philip, you could make your caricature anything you want. Why'd you have to make your caricature a dumbass? Like, really, I don't know what other terms to put it in. Philip, you don't look like you're some mega intelligent critical thinker by looking at a giant sloth skeleton and saying that they're making it up. You kind of just end up looking like a goober.
But apparently, that was just the tip. And if you know me, I do not like just the tip.
You know what, Philip? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I don't think that's true either. Because as one cishet man to another, you look abrasively straight.
Pyramids. Don't y'all get a little half chub when I talk about them? Cause I sure do.
No, Philip, I don't get a little half chub. I'm fully fucking erect. See, this is how you can tell this guy doesn't have a degree in archaeology. He only gets a half chub when you talk about pyramids. Me, I gotta go change.
To exist on Earth, then this will change your mind and blow it at the same time.
So Philip puts a lot of like weird sexual innuendos in his videos. I don't really know why this is. I have some respect for it.
It is so hard to find anything on YouTube anymore.
Which is cool, I guess. Yep. But I mean,
well, the problem is when you're on YouTube and you're searching for something on YouTube, YouTube shows you what you think or what they think that you are looking for, and not actually what you're looking for. So I'm just getting a whole bunch of conspiracy shit, as opposed to the actual reporter that did this thing. I saw it the other day on Facebook Reels, I believe.
Who the fuck am I kidding?
And maybe it was an AI video too. It's still funny either way.
Give it to you raw. 10 undisputable facts that absolutely double penetrate pyramid deniers.
Dude, what the fuck? I would give anything to read a psychological
What the fuck?
Did you just register what he said?
To you raw. 10 undisputable facts that absolutely double penetrate pyramid deniers. Undisputable facts that absolutely double penetrate pyramid deniers. 10 undisputable facts that absolutely double penetrate pyramid deniers.
Dude, what the fuck? I would give anything to read a psychological
I heard that correctly. I just wanted to make sure that that's what I was hearing.
I love this has ever been spoken.
Do not double penetrate anything.
10 unbelievably raw facts about
Stay
the
away
pyramids
from
in
me.
the previous video, which were all true, but of course the Google debunkers desperately tried to prove them wrong.
You guys catch that? Unbelievably raw facts that the Google debunkers desperately tried to prove wrong. We're bringing it all together now. We got smugness. we got generalization, we got sexual innuendos, and the last thing we got is the most important one, we got Google debunkers. If there is one straw man that Philip loves to talk about, it's the Google debunkers. But a little piece of me feels like I might be the Google debunker, because even though I haven't done a lot of short form
Speaking
talk
of
about
AI,
Philip's
I hate
content,
those
I sort of
Italian
am the
brain rot
leading
characters.
debunker, as far as I know, on
What?
social media, and so chances
What are you
Philip's
talking about,
probably
dude?
pretty familiar with me. I know it's a team effort, you know, we got some other ones, we got Aslan Pahari out there.
Yeah, I'm not
who's
going to be
making
able to
some
find
amazing
it.
debunking
That's a
content.
shame. I wanted to show you
But
guys
he's a
because
bit
it was a
more
really funny
anthropology
video.
focused. Me, my job is being a bastard. And whether or not I was the Google debunker before this video, I'm definitely the Google debunker now.
The Google debunkers will tell you, oh, it's a natural mountain formation formed through erosion.
Google debunkers. It's a natural mountain formation caused through erosion. Well, that's a really good point. What if I said it in a really stupid voice? It's a natural mountain formation formed through erosion. Oh my god, it's actually
He actually
wrong
did
now.
sound like
So
the
all
kid from the Polar
Google
Express.
debunkers are quick to downplay any new evidence that comes up.
Google debunkers.
A side of the pyramids the Google debunkers don't want you to know about.
The Google debunkers. The Google debunkers don't want you to know about this. The Google debunkers are trying to cover it up. The government is full of fucking Google debunkers.
Google debunkers, Google debunkers, Google debunkers, Google debunkers.
This guy drives me fucking Google debunkers. I'm gonna be honest. It's always fucking Google debunkers with this guy. Google debunkers this, Google debunkers that. I can't throw a stone without hitting a fucking Google debunkers. Oh, my old lady, the old ball and chain, the goddamn woman drives me fucking Google debunkers. Whew, it's cold in here. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, it has increased 4 degrees. That space heater is doing its best. You know what I need? I need a little pick-me-up, because now we're gonna be talking about ancient Antarctica on maps.
Google
Wow, it's
debunkers.
fucking cold in here. Woo! All right, it's 1 p.m. somewhere.
There's your alcohol.
That somewhere is right here. Ooh, that's good. When Philip did his watch through of ancient
I actually
apocalypse-
had considered. Darcy has wine upstairs. You want to drink some wine with me while we watch this?
Give me a small glass, sure. I don't like the taste of wine all that much.
I don't like the taste of wine either. Let's drink some wine. I'll be back.
You gonna take the thing again? Sure. I'll narrate. We're going on a trip in a favorite rocket ship. Oh, I don't drink alcohol all that often because alcohol is fucking gross. But hey, why not for the lulz? There he is. There's our stove. There's the wine. Cranberry flavored. There's something up there too. He's setting it down. Moving. Ooh, he's grabbing the one that's up top. The one that's been aging for 4,000 years. We actually found it in the ancient Bosnian pyramid, which we won't get to learn about. Oh, there's another cranberry. There's a bull up there. And there he's just kind of looking around. Now he's getting back down. I don't know what he's doing. He's just kind of staring at the fridge. I guess he's showing you a quick tour of the fridge. I don't know what he's trying to do. He didn't show the door has 2 doors. Come on. Show the interesting thing at least. There's our cabinet for glasses. We're gonna like twirl it like a nice sommelier, sommelier, something like that. He's kind of doing a quick thing of our kitchen. Grab. I don't think he grabbed the cups. I guess he's taking multiple trips. I ain't drinking all that. Oh, he did grab the cups. I thought he set those cups down. That's fine. What do you? The narration's over. Hey, I was talking the entire time and was so engaging
Were
that
you?
we gained.
You were talking
4
the whole fucking
billion
time, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know. Alright.
I got proof of it.
I wish I had like a... There is a thick layer of dust on this bad bitch. It's been sitting up there for a
Yeah,
minute.
I said it's been aging for like 4,000 years. We found it in the Bosnian period.
I wish I had like a paper towel or something to wipe it off. But whatever.
No, the dust amplifies.
Does it? Oh, it's so dusty I can't even get a hold of it. Clearly we don't drink very often.
I drink every day. Look, I'm drinking right now.
Actually worked. Alright, there we go. Seal. The seal has been popped. Let me get this freaking thing. There we go. Let's get this going. Let's enjoy some Saturday morning, some wine. It fucking, it's like noon.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere.
I'm not gonna drink much. Ooh, buddy, that smells good. And we both got about the same amount. I'm trying to... So this is cranberry. It's a sweet wine. It's a seasonal one, too. I can't do vodka anymore because I got really sick one time. And now trying to drink it makes me feel awful.
I've never gotten sick in a day of my life.
Alright, there we go. We got 2 beverages here. Okay, Brandon's. Well, I'll give you this one. It's got a little less in it. There you go, sir. Enjoy your goblet of wine.
You gotta like hold it like this, and you twirl it.
I mean, these are actually really, really nice cups. These were one of her grandmother's. One of the heirlooms that she got from her grandmother. I have to hold it that way? Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't hate it.
I'm not a big fan. I'll drink it, but
I don't hate it.
Matthew,
So
what is that hold? And you're like, how will you hold this?
Like this, dude.
That's how you gotta hold.
No, hold it like this. Like, drink it. I'm sophisticated. Here, hold my pinky.
Gotta twirl it like a sommelier does.
Oh, it is bitter. I wouldn't really consider that sweet.
Right. Tastes sour.
Well, it's alcohol.
I
Of course it's
know.
going to.
Hey,
But-
that daiquiri I had, even though I had like two things of alcohol in it.
Alright, back to this.
Ancient
He
apocalypse.
learned something really interesting, and that is that there are ancient maps that
Glad I have
depict
water, though, 'cause
Antarctica.
it'd be nice to wash
and
it down
Philip
with
was
water.
stoked about this, and so he made it all of our problem.
But even ancient maps painted Antarctica as green.
Philip, fucking God.
Oh,
depicted
Jesus.
Is that?
By that logic, dumbass! By that logic, this entire continent was covered in fucking ice! What is this one? What is that one covered in?
Piss.
I guess they just pissed all over this one. Good lord, this one. Holy shit.
Why
Why would you even say that?
That
What a
over
fucking
there-
idiot.
That over there is red, so what was that?
Blood. That's blood. Look how fucking dumb this guy is. They painted it green.
This is evidence for Antarctica being green because it's what you're showing while you're talking about it. How do I put this? What the fuck, dude? Okay, I need to see it on here. Believe it or not, the images that show up aren't actually on the screen. Look, Gianfranco, you can put any image up there right now and I won't know what it is. Wow, this I have very strong feelings about this image.
But even ancient maps painted Antarctica as green.
Oh my god, you are fucking dense. Okay, no. That does not mean that Antarctica...
You have a can of tequila margarita strawberry cocktail called...
Los Coitus?
I'm guessing. You lose me when
Los
you start
Coitus?
speaking different languages and different dialects. I'm very bad at it.
It was green, Philip. That is not at all what that means. Let me make this full screen. What
I
the
wish I was
fuck?
bilingual
Okay,
for real.
why don't we
I just can't wrap
extrapolate
my
your
head
logic
around,
here a
Right?
little
I
bit,
would
Philip.
love
just
to.
can't
if
do
we're
it.
looking
You know
at
how
this
much it
map,
would be great to just slip in like a Latin word in like my normal vocabulary just to confuse people? It would be so much fun.
which is from one of the earliest full atlases of the world, you can see that part of Africa is green, part of Russia is green, part of the Near East is... Oh no, the Near East is red. Philip, you see where I'm going with this, right? This doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, when they color in, like, states on a map, they're not coloring them in order to, you know, depict what they actually look like. They're coloring them in so that you can differentiate them between each other. They use 3 colors to do this. It looks like they used yellow, green, and red. If the Antarctica was red, would you still be using this fucking map? I don't even know how to debunk this. That's just kind of dumb, dude.
Twice the size of Australia and was thought to be ice-free as recently as 6,000 years.
Here's a picture of some penguins that are on grass. Therefore, Antarctica is green 6,000 years ago.
Also, it's ice-free, but I definitely see some ice over there.
The more we watch this, the more I want to punch this guy in the nose. Like, it just kind of starts to annoy me at a point, because he's got how many followers?
1.5 million.
And I know that somebody that may come to this and watch this at a later date is like, oh, well, obviously you're just no. He's got a responsibility for having that many followers.
That's what Milo says.
You have a responsibility to not spew misinformation, and that's what's happening here. He's spewing misinformation because he knows that's what his followers want.
Alien Amazons, the Scretazons, from the Ice Age next time. I've never heard of that one.
Years ago.
It was most definitely not thought to be ice-free as recently as 6,000 years ago. I don't know who would ever make that claim. Do you have any idea how much the sea level would have been up 6,000 years ago if Antarctica was ice-free? What the fuck is this about? So we do ice core drilling in Antarctica. You can find little gaseous bubbles trapped in the ice, which can tell us all kinds of horrifying things
really
about our
interesting.
planet. Those ice cores have ice that can go back as far as 2.5 million years. Philip, where the fuck are you getting this number that there was no ice on Antarctica 6,000 years ago? How does that even make sense?
So when did
6,000 years
people-
ago was like the tail end of the last glacial max. Well, 10,000 years ago. It was like 20 to 10 that ended. But still, 6,000 years ago, the Earth was colder than it is now. Why
So
would it have had
humans,
no ice on
as
it,
we
and
know
how
them
would it have been
today,
completely covered in ice since then?
showed up around
What?
300,000
This map
years
from
ago.
1513 by sailor Peary Rays shows a perfectly accurate coastline of Antarctica.
Philip, I get that you watched Ancient Apocalypse once, but the least you could have done is at least do some Google debunking. Maybe if you Googled something, you wouldn't be making videos that are dumb. That's not the coastline of...
Did you drink your delicious wine yet?
Yeah.
All of it? Prove to me. Take it and put it to your mouth and turn it upside down. There it goes. Good job, Brendan.
I already did that.
You're so full of shit. I can see you grimacing.
Because there's a bit in the bottom.
Literally, you go, I already did that.
I didn't do that. I said I already
sailing
did
around the
that.
continent with a fucking pencil and a piece of paper trying to draw it. They didn't have the luxury of the satellites that we have
They
today. that
saw
prove
me
that Antarctica
finish
is
it.
not connected to South America. But Milo, how do you know?
Water
It
plus...
might have been that way for some fucking reason. Well, if you actually read the Perry Reese map, it says on the part that should be Antarctica, the place with all the snakes. Now, I'll let you guess which one that sounds more like.
May he be referring to Africa?
Nah, he's definitely referring to Antarctica because it was green.
Antarctica, or, you know, the very hot, humid forests of South America.
Oh, South America would be another one.
Ridiculous. I do think it's very funny, though, watching the do-your-own-research crowd clearly have one source for all of their information, and then just, you know, parroting it over and over again, and clearly not doing any more digging into any particular topic.
This map connects South America to Antarctica, which it could very well be that over 10,000 years ago, these two continents were connected by a sheet of ice.
Okay, well, 2 things to note here. First and foremost, that is footage from Ancient Apocalypse. I think I rest my case. And secondly, what the fuck, Philip? I thought you said 6,000 years ago was ice-free.
Thought to be ice-free as recently as 6,000 years ago.
So 10,000 years ago, the ocean, the salt water between the tip of, Antarctica and Terra del Fuego had completely frozen, but 6,000 years ago, it had all melted away. I'm gonna bludgeon myself over the head with this bottle so I can be thinking on the same level as you. What the fuck is this about? I think it's kind of interesting how these people will talk about ice. Ice has a really hard time of traveling.
He's right. In South America, there is no snow. Is there not snow in the...
No, I think it's close to the equator, isn't it?
Like, how far down does the tip of South America go? I don't actually know. Like,
I don't know either.
I don't know a whole lot about the climate of other countries.
No,
across
I don't go
water,
there.
but it has a really easy time of traveling across land. The reason that the ice sheets
again,
got so far
I
in
like
North
to learn.
America is because, they
That's
kind of
fine.
came into northern Canada
What's going on
and then
with
they could
Google's
just traverse
weird
all
ass
that land
logo?
coming down. But they have a lot harder time in water because they float
Let's see.
and break and, break off and the water is salt water, so it doesn't freeze quite as well. So the Earth would have to be really fucking cold in order for an ice bridge to form over the sea and make it to the bottom of Terra del Fuego. You would need a really cold fucking planet to do that. And if you want to tell me that the planet went from being cold enough to have
Yes,
a
many
ice
parts of
bridge
many
between
parts of
Latin
South
America
America
and
get snow.
Antarctica 10,000 years ago to having
Especially
no
the
ice
Andes
on the whole
Mountains.
continent in Antarctica 6,000 years ago, and now there's ice there again? Philip, you gotta get your fucking story straight, bro. This doesn't even make sense.
See, that's so strange to me to think about.
Ciao,
So-
post-editing Milo here. I want to quickly add something.
Hold on, Milo. Also, you should do your videos here. That is so much better looking. Anyways, yeah, the Southern Hemisphere seasons. Because South America is in the Southern Hemisphere, it has winter in June to August. This provides a popular reverse season destination for skiers and snowboarders in the Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, they absolutely get snow down there.
Imagine the rainforest covered in snow.
I don't think the rainforests get snow, but like the mountains and like the far south regions probably. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy to try to wrap your head around that when we're boiling alive here in the Midwest.
There were winter coats.
They're freezing in the south. Huh. It's just not something you really think about very often.
About the glaciers that I forgot to mention in that part. The way that a glacier forms.
Like, unironically, just this is so much more visually appealing to look at. I just want to point that out.
Is not by just like rivers freezing and ice magically appearing. A glacier forms from layers upon layers of snowfall. So during an ice age, it's a lot colder, so...
Maybe he filmed that in winter, though, and he couldn't do it outside. That could be true.
Yeah, it was colder. This is post-editing.
Yeah, okay. He still has lots of rings on his finger.
A lot of the precipitation is snow instead of rain, and so as the snow piles up layer after layer, it
Still got that
eventually
good-looking
creates
hair,
an immense
though.
amount of weight, and under all that weight, the snow is compressed into ice. This is why it'd be really hard for an ice sheet to connect Antarctica to Latin America, because the snowfall is ending up in the ocean, whereas in North America, the snowfall was landing on land, allowing the layers to accumulate and the glaciers to proceed much farther. Anyway, I just needed to come in to add that, because I kept watching this video on the editing table, and every time I came to this part, I'm like, if I don't mention the part about the snowfall, it's not going to make sense. Anyway, okay, that's all I have to say. It's a beautiful day. I'm going for a walk. Bye.
He has his own
Also,
farm.
when people talk about sea level rise from climate change, the place that all that water is coming from is Antarctica. In the northern hemisphere, all of that ice is more or less seasonal, like ocean ice. There's not a land mass up there, and so because of that, all that ice
salt
is
water
pretty much in water.
freezes
and
at
therefore,
a
the sea
colder
level
temperature
is as
than
high
Yeah,
as it
it's
would
a
be
lot
whether
harder
it
to
was
freeze
liquid or
salt
But
water.
on the South Pole, because it's all
Pretty
on an
interesting
actual
fact.
landmass continent, all of that
He looks
ice
like a
does not
heavy metal
contribute to
star.
the height of the oceans. So if all the ice on Antarctica were to melt,
I say he
the
looks
ocean
like a
level would
hippie.
rise a bunch. So
I would say he looks like modern day country. Like a lot of the heavy metal bands have kind of gone the more my style and my look, just like with the bald head and the beards and stuff. Yeah, the long hair is. I mean, there's still obviously people with long hair, but a lot of metal artists are doing the bald head thing
So this theory is predicated on the fact that
because it's just
pretty
easier
much
to maintain.
6,000 years ago, there were no ice caps. We would absolutely know if the sea level was like 300 feet higher than it is now. How much would that even be? How high would sea levels rise if there...
I actually just watched a video on this, and it's fucking crazy how high the sea level would get if all of the polar ice caps melted.
Yeah, you're like covering like the borders of every nation.
Yeah, it's well above the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Well above the Statue of Liberty.
We'd be fine.
230 feet, Philip. Where the fuck is the
Would we,
evidence
though?
for that?
I think
We're
so.
supposed
We're
to
in the
believe
middle of a
ancient
continent.
humans managed to find
In
a
order
way
for it to
around
flood
every
us,
single-
we'd have to. Like, it would have to flood the entire continent.
That'd be a really bad day.
Oh, yeah.
continent in the world, even discovering the microscopic islands of the Pacific Ocean. And somehow they just fully skipped Antarctica.
Maybe because Antarctica is a frozen wasteland that ancient peoples could never survive in.
Not to mention getting there is dangerous.
There's no food.
No
There's
food,
like no
but
food there for them to
the
eat.
water around Antarctica is also super dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like, yeah, it's not exactly the paradise.
a tourist
that people...
destination.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to see it
Oh, I
someday.
do too, but I'd like to fly there. I wouldn't like to go there on boat.
I don't even know if you... Can you fly? I don't think you can fly to Antarctica.
They flew to Antarctica for the thing.
Did they?
Yeah.
Or did they take a boat?
It flew.
I didn't think you could fly there.
Yeah, they flew there.
I didn't know that. Are you sure? For the final experiment?
Yes.
You're positive?
Yes.
Cool.
Because they talk about how they had their things in the plane, gauging, make sure they're heading the same direction.
Right on. So where do they... Were they in a helicopter?
I don't know what they were in. They just flew there. I just know they flew there.
I'm struggling to picture Antarctica having the infrastructure for landing aircraft.
It wouldn't be that hard.
You would have to have some kind of tower control there, I would imagine.
Yeah, I know.
Or maybe not, because the air traffic isn't going to be real... I mean, I would imagine it's
No.
not real heavy.
And it was a pretty bright, sunny day.
I wonder what the laws and rules are for flying in Antarctic space. Because it doesn't belong to any one country.
No.
It's just kind of interesting things that
He
I don't
looks
really...
like Jesus Christ.
Even when it was a luscious green paradise.
Yeah, what a bunch of dumbasses. You can find the tiny Pacific Islands, like, that's kind of crazy. But you didn't even find Antarctica? God, ancient people were losers. You know what, Philip? That's a good point. I'll agree with that, but let's do a little critical thinking here. Humans were able to find the tiny Polynesian islands, which is a shot in the dark, and yet they did it. So do you think that it's more likely that people never found Antarctica, or if they did, they didn't fucking stay there? Philip, Antarctica is a terrible place. No human would want to live in Antarctica. The only people there are like researchers and shit. There's no plant, well, there's plants now, but that's a whole different conversation. Drinking to the downfall of humanity. I just read a great book called The Wager. It's amazing. It's about an English
There's
ship
plant
that
life
gets
in
shipwrecked,
Antarctica now.
like off the coast of Patagonia. It takes place in like the 1740s, and it talks about, you know, the journey around and what it's like
Looking that
actually
up.
traversing those waters. The waters around the Arctic are so
Okay,
fucking
who's hungry
dangerous.
for lunch?
There's no
I am.
reason for people to want to go down there in wooden ships.
I mean,
don't
I
think it's
could
real-
eat. but-
Okay, so according to Wikipedia, take that for what you want, Antarctic flora are a distinct community of vascular plants which evolved millions of years ago on the supercontinent of Gondwana. In 2025, species of Antarctic flora reside in several now separated areas on the southern hemisphere, including southern South America, southernmost Africa, New Zealand, Australia, New Caledonia. Joseph Hooker was the first to notice similarities in the flora and speculated that Antarctica had served as either a source of transitional point and that the land masses now separate from formerly had been adjacent.
What are you gonna eat, Ninja?
So there's been plant life in Antarctica.
Yeah, but that was when it was not frozen.
Antarctica's extant flora presently consists of around 100 mosses, 25 to 30 liverworts, and around 700 terrestrial and aquatic algae species. In addition, there are around 250 lichens. Species of moss endemic to Antarctica include, that's a big scientific fucking name, Cosconidonana. I don't fucking know. Kale. Just 2 native flowering plants. Why don't they have like layman's names for these? I don't know how to pronounce Colobanthius quitenensis, which is the plant that he actually did show. This one here. But okay, right on. I wish he would go into detail about that because I am interested.
Really funny that he says,
That's not
why
what
didn't
this
we
is
go
about.
there?
I
It's
know!
a luscious green paradise. Well, we probably would have if we could, but unfortunately we showed up to that about 90 million years too late. I think that where conspiracy theorists get the whole Antarctica being ice-free thing was them vaguely remembering a book they read when they were a kid that talked about how during the late Cretaceous, the continent was near the equator, and it was also the warmest the planet has ever been, and so therefore there was like rainforests on it. But there are not rainforests now. The continent is now at the bottom of the planet, and we are at the end of an ice age. So we kind of missed the mark on that one. It's less of a matter of did people reach Antarctica, and more of a matter of if they did, they would have wanted nothing to do with it. It is a cold, barren, desolate place with almost no food. Parts of the year, there's literally no sunlight. There's no wood. Like, there's just no reason to be there. God, why didn't they colonize the worst place on the planet? Also, another kind of crazy thing that I learned is during the Cretaceous period, which is one of the warmest parts of the planet's history, the atmosphere had 1,000 parts per million of carbon. Now, during the 1800s, the atmosphere had about 250 parts per million of carbon, which is, you know, pretty low. That's why it's much colder. Do you want to know what the parts per million of carbon is in the atmosphere right now? 450. The parts per million of carbon has doubled since the 1800s. But climate change is just the... Well,
CO2 is not a pollutant.
I love CO2.
Oh, you know what sucks? People, like 1,000 years from now, are gonna look back at today's society and hate us for the damage that we are doing to the planet. Like, irreversible damage.
They're gonna live with like spots of green instead of most green, and they're gonna be like, if only there was a way we could have prevented this.
If only we had seen this. Oh, wait, we did. And instead of doing something
There's
about it, we chose industrial and economic
I saw a
gain
Futurama short that talked about that.
over climate stability. Like, literally, they're going to look back. They're going to see people doing this kind of fucking stupid shit and be like, I hate all of you.
And
And
we're gonna be lumped in with that.
I know, that sucks!
you know, just keep consuming and consuming and consuming, and, you know, we can all dance on the grave of the planet later. Who gives a fuck?
Back in 1912, Captain Robert Scott led an expedition to the South Pole.
Oh boy, okay, Robert Scott. Well, you know what that means.
Like, I really wish the United States would invest in renewable, clean energy. But we never will.
No, big oil.
No, we never will, because there's too much money involved. And that's more important than the longevity of the human race and the ability to live on this planet. We need the help of Captain Planet! He's a hero!
He's our
Gonna take
hero.
pollution down to zero!
Except the fact that they summon him, he gets beat up, and then
They have to save him.
Then they save him,
almost
then-
every time.
then he stops him.
Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. That's a good show, man. I mean, I love that,
Time to
that
talk
shit.
about the Hollow Earth.
Did you ever see the Don Cheadle Captain Planet
Heavily
short,
restricted tourist
like,
travel
little
to
ant
the
thing they
majority
did?
of Antarctica.
No.
For your
It's
own
fucking
safety.
hilarious. He starts turning everybody into trees. It's funny.
Oh, of course they want people to be safe. Philip, would you go to Antarctica if you had the option to? Remember what I said earlier about how Antarctica is like the shittiest place ever? I don't think you would. I don't think that's a very nice place to go. I think that you would probably say, no, I'll stick to Aruba, thanks. Although I do have a weird hunch that you're Canadian, so maybe you would go there. I don't know. You have a little bit of a Canadian accent at times, and I don't know if I'm like reading into it wrong, considering you look like you're from like Dade County or something. But honestly, I respect a Canadian frat bro. We don't have enough of them. Oh, anyway, where the fuck was I going?
I got
with
it
that?
queued
Oh,
up.
yeah,
We'll watch it before the
conspiracy
stream
theorists
ends.
love to like paint this idea that it's like they're hiding something in Antarctica because they don't want you to go there. And most importantly, you can go there. There are tours to Antarctica. You can take a ship to Antarctica. I don't know why you'd want to, because it's fucking Antarctica. There's nothing there. It's just snow and ice in every direction.
Because I have heard from
How
multiple different
beautiful it
sources that it's one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
Yeah. No light pollution would be.
Fine. I want to see the stars without light pollution. As somebody who was unable to enjoy, like, just space stuff in general. Like, me and Brandon were actually having a conversation about this earlier today. I didn't get glasses until I was in high school. So I grew up being blind, essentially, not really knowing that that was not normal. So when people would bring up stuff like the man on the moon, or like the craters and stuff, or the face in the moon, for instance, I would look up at the moon and just see a big, giant, blurry splotch in the sky. I saw pictures, obviously, but I couldn't see that standing down in my backyard. So imagine how crazy and just mind-blowing it was to me the first time I put glasses on and got to go outside and look up and see the stars and the moon. It was amazing. It was incredible.
I have 60/60 vision.
I have terrible vision.
I can see the atoms in people's faces.
I can see the molecules.
Forever. And when they say that they restricted travel there, they meant like, you know, individual travel, like personal travel to Antarctica. And of course they restricted that because it's so fucking dangerous. The ocean around Antarctica is the only like unobstructed like ocean current in the entire world, and it's freezing cold. If you guys have seen any videos from like the South Seas, like
Dude, it like that video I was telling you about with Neil and his son, he was talking about this too, and he was like, he was on this giant brand new ship, and he was it kind of scared him a little bit, and he was talking about how he couldn't imagine what it would have been like for ancient peoples on their wooden ships.
Boats.
And he's on this massive cruise liner. Have you seen the size of cruise liners, dude?
They're big.
They're fucking huge.
Yeah. There's a reason why people didn't go to Antarctica.
No, of course, they didn't restrict it to cover up the hollow earth. They restricted it because people would fucking die going there.
While scouting, him and his crew stumbled on something that no one in the world would have ever expected. Discovers an enormous opening in the icy surface. Him and his squadron fly into it. They're surrounded by a luscious green landscape, seeing giant creatures roaming around him, and he's brought to a shimmering rainbow city. He's surrounded by these flying disc-shaped objects that lead him to the ground, and he's brought to a tall being called the Master. Yup.
Cap.
Ugh.
Bullshit. Absolutely fucking.
I'm just gonna flat out say it. I fucking hate when people do that on purpose with their YouTube videos. It's not funny to me. It pisses me off immediately. Stop it! Stop it, Milo! You're better than this. You can do better. Okay, rant over. That really annoyed me.
No, I've come across this theory a lot, and you get a lot of these kind of TikTok
Planetina?
conspiracy shills talking
I don't know about that.
Admiral Byrd flew
She was,
through the
like,
polar
super
opening and into the hollow earth, and
corporatized.
his findings were covered up. And I was curious about that, because I've heard a lot of people
Trying
cite
to
it, but I
find.
have
There's a
no
picture
idea
I saw
where it's
one
from.
time
So
of a
in light
cruise
doing this
ship
video,
sitting next to like
I
something
dig
that's
into it a
like
lot.
normal.
As far as I can tell, the
It's kinda
source
fucking
for
nuts.
the whole hollow earth theory and Admiral Byrd's trip is from this book. While here we have a reprint entitled just The Hollow Earth, the full name is ridiculously long. The full name of this book is, I'm gonna have to read it off my laptop because of how long it is, The Hollow Earth, the greatest geographical discovery in history made by
There you go.
Admiral Richard E. Byrd in the mysterious lands
They're
beyond
big.
the poles, the true
They're
origin of the
really
flying saucer.
fucking
Now, I hear
big.
you behind your
There's a
laptop or
Hummer,
your
like a
phone saying
vehicle
to
you would
yourself,
drive.
"Wow, that sounds like a reputable academic source," and you would be wrong. The book says that it's published by someone called Dr. Raymond Bernard. It was not published by a Dr. Raymond Bernard. That is a pseudonym. The actual author of this book is called Walter Siegmeister, and it was originally put into print in 1964. There are a few precursor Hollow Earth texts, but this seems to be like the one. This is where all the references to, you know, Byrd's expedition to the South Pole come into play. Now, what is hilarious about this book is it chooses to be wrong in a myriad of ways. One of them is that it gets the dates of Byrd's expedition to the South Pole wrong. It says that Byrd did his expedition in a year when he was actually in the North Pole.
Why does it matter though? Like, okay, so he got the dates wrong. That doesn't mean the facts in it are wrong. Just because you don't get the date of something right doesn't mean that what you're saying isn't true.
It is with the, like, if it's part of the wrong, can't even get the date right on these, like, allegedly, like, written down date kind of thing. Like, if you're
I would
writing
need
a
more
journal-
information than just, well, they got the dates wrong. Do you have anything to say?
Just continue the video.
Pole, and then the author decided to just double down and say that the expedition he was talking about was a secret one that nobody knew about, which is a really weird way of covering your ass in a situation like that, but I respect the hustle. Now, I have to admit, I haven't read through this book cover to cover, because frankly, this video is already long enough, but I was thinking, if you guys would be at all interested, I'd be more than happy to read this and sort of do a bit of a book review and talk about all of these pages of bullshit. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I'd be happy to do it.
Yup, it's the infamous Hollow Earth theory. And yeah, all of this is in his diary.
So Philip claims that all of this information is in his secret lost diary.
I mean, if
something
you
that
want to
was
be
written-
really, really, really technical, Earth is hollow.
No, it's not.
I mean, there are things there, but it's not solid.
Yes, it is.
No, if you get down far enough, it's all molten magma and shit.
That's still a liquid that is inside something. It's not hollow. You'd have to.
Well, if you were to put a big straw into Earth and suck all of it out,
hollow. You'd be right.
then there would be a cavity there, correct?
But that doesn't mean it's not hollow.
Is this bottle hollow, Brandon?
No. It's got water in it.
It's hollow because it can hold water. Obviously.
No, it's got water in it. You fill something up, it's filled up. That's just how that works.
You're so dumb. You just don't understand science.
You're right.
By his son years later. Now, I did find some evidence of an actual diary left behind by Bird, and in it had a smoking gun.
That was a joke.
I know.
For those that were not understanding the sarcasm, I don't think they're
miles. So the kind of controversy that you only care about if you're a big fucking nerd. As for this diary that claims that he flew into an opening in the Earth's core, no, there is no evidence of that. So you may be wondering, he's still referencing it, so where's that reference from? Well, I did some digging. That would be from this book, The Missing Diary of Admiral Richard E. Byrd, A Secret Expedition and Journey to a Paradise Inside the Earth. Now, this is, allegedly, a reprint of The Missing Diary, recreation of Admiral Richard Byrd's historic flight planned by the International Society for a Complete Earth. Readers of this diary who wish for additional information can send something to the Complete Earth Society located in Felton, California. So the scientific among you are now thinking, okay, we have a book that references the Lost Diary, and we have the Lost Diary itself. So that's pretty conclusive, right? Sort of. This was published in 1960. This diary was published in 1990. I can find no earlier reference to this diary that actually has any substance behind it.
Well, that's because it's the missing diary. Duh.
It was found.
So would it be still missing if it's been found?
No.
Then wouldn't it just be the diary of Admiral Richard E. Byrd? It's raining in Colombia. It's kind of nice and sunny here.
Don't look outside right now. You've said it.
Now, I know that this is more something
we don't have
that
plans,
has to do
so
with the print
it's going to
of
be
this
sunny all
particular
day.
Copy of the diary, but I do think it's worth noting that this entire diary looks like this and is printed in Comic Sans. Now, while it doesn't actually say the author on the cover for some fucking reason, this is by a guy named Tim Beckley. Tim Beckley appears to be an actor and a semi-prolific
I believe everything this guy says.
I mean, look at the proofs in the pudding.
Right, we got aliens, we got inside Earth, mimics. You ever heard of skinwalkers, dude?
Yeah.
You got UFOs, whatever the fuck this is. what the fuck does that say?
Psychic and UFO revelations.
oh boy, angels and the probably Lord.
Yeah, angels and the Lord.
UFO repeaters, prophecies of the presidents. Oh, man, he really likes alliteration.
fiction writer. Here are some of the titles of his other highly scientific works. We got Give Me Your Books, Tim Beckley. Oh no, did he die? Oh, fuck, now I feel like an asshole. Why won't you go to the...
Why?
Because he's dead.
Why?
Make fun of a dead person.
I'm so tired of hearing that shit, too. Like, just because somebody dies, we just ignore all the bad things that they've done.
Hey, Matthew.
And all the misinformation they've spewed.
Matthew.
What?
Turn up your volume real quick. Do you hear this?
No. Why?
I can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Matthew, we're talking about this weird fucking...
It's connected to your headphones. That's not weird.
No.
What's weird is when your volume is up, if I do this, you can hear that in your headphones.
I was wondering, since I could hear it, if you could hear it.
Oh,
if it was being transmitted.
Okay. That's a fair... That was a very fair conclusion to come to, I guess. Can you hear that?
I could hear the first one, not the tapping. Now I can hear it just fine.
So
Books
strange.
page. Subterranean worlds inside Earth. MJ12 and the riddle of Hangar 18. Revealing the amazing powers of Harry Houdini. Revealing the amazing powers of Harry Houdini. Updated. Psychic, medium, clairvoyant, prophet. Angels of the Lord, expanded edition. Calling upon your guardian angel for guidance and protection. Huh. Kahuna power.
What the hell is kahuna power? Authentic chants, prayers, and legends of the mystical Hawaiians.
Authentic chants, prayers, and legends of the mystical Hawaiians. I'm not gonna lie, I'm
Expanded
not gonna
edition, too.
trust anything about the mystical Hawaiians from a fucking dude named Tim Beckley. Okay, so long-winded way of saying,
Why? How do you know that he didn't do the research? That's awfully close-minded of him to say.
I have no fucking idea what the story is here about.
Just because his name's Tim Beckley, you're going to immediately disavow everything he's saying? What if they did have ancient kahuna powers?
And they would still be using those ancient.
What the fuck does kahuna stand for? Is that an actual
This
word
Lost
in
Diary
Hawaiian?
thing, it's clearly a bunch of bullshit because I don't think that the legendary Admiral Richard E. Byrd would have included in his diary
Hakuna
4 fucking
Matata.
exclamation points next to each other. I don't know. That seems a little unprofessional to me. Now, I'm not going to go into all of
Okay,
these
so
right now.
kahuna is actually a word, and it means, in Hawaiian, a wise man or shaman. So it could be,
shaman powers?
yeah, it could be their shaman powers. Okay, that's cool.
But all of that is to say that there is absolutely no credible evidence to back up any of this. If you guys want me to do a video going over these books, I'd be... no, I'm not going to say more than happy to, because frankly, I would resent you all for having me do it. But, you know, I have them both, and I should at least probably read them, considering I did give them fucking money for these, which I regret. So,
Yeah,
if you
that
want to
would,
see the
you know.
Hollow Earth video, leave a comment.
And maybe these beings and all the flying discs mentioned are also related to all the UFO sightings we've been seeing in the past couple of years.
No,
Every
yeah,
one of those
all the
looked like
UFO
an
sightings
airplane.
we've been seeing in the past couple of years. Can't go fucking...
Like, all of those looked like planes. Every one of them. Let's go back.
And maybe these beings
I mean, that one doesn't look like a plane. It looks...
and all the flying
That clearly looks like an airplane.
discs mentioned are also related to all the UFO
That
sightings
one
we've been
also clearly looks like an airplane.
seeing in the past couple of years.
No, yeah, all the
Fucking
UFO
God.
sightings we've been seeing in the past couple of years. Can't go a fucking minute without seeing one of those things. I look there's a UFO. I look...
I will say, I had an experience that I can't
Here we
explain.
go.
I'm not saying it's aliens. I'm saying I don't know what it was. I was driving home. I had my young sister with me. She was in the passenger seat. And we were coming up over a hill, and as we reached the crest, I happened to see something in the sky above the highway that runs parallel to the street that I was on. Now, this something was square, and there were many of this something, and they were just there. And then they twisted in like a wave pattern and vanished into thin fucking air. No idea what it was. No idea whatsoever. It was intriguing though. I had her pull her cell phone out and try to record it too. And of course, as soon as she gets her cell phone out, that's when they start to disappear and you can't fucking see anything on the video. So I look like a crazy conspiracy theorist. And that's what this asshole says almost every time I bring this up. Because I experienced something that I can't explain, and I don't know what it was.
Second time.
But I'm at least admitting that it's something I can't comment on because I don't have any information.
Yeah, I've never seen these alleged things. The only thing I could say is I told them about the really weird weather pattern ones. But that's about it.
Well, give us yours. What was yours? What
So
was
I-
your inexplicable moment?
So I was driving to work one day, and it was sunny when I got to the road, and then it started raining, and then I got to the highway, and I was driving, and it was raining in perfect fucking squares.
Like a grid.
Like, it was raining, it'd get past that, it'd be bright and sunny, and it wasn't like, it was literally like a straight line of the water. Like, where it ended and started. It was straight lines. It was so fucking weird. And I don't know why.
Strange weather patterns, huh?
Yeah. It was,
But it's not aliens. You just don't know what it... You can't
no,
explain
I
it.
just thought it was fascinating.
Like, I can't explain what I saw. But I definitely saw something very strange that was in the sky. Not gonna say it was an aliens, but it was weird.
It's the they were
And see, the thing is, I wish... Like, here, give me a few seconds here to, to do a thing. Because I want to show you, because I never thought about doing that either, what they kind of looked like, right? So, I got my pen here. So, we're driving down the road, okay, going this way, and the highway is here, and it runs parallel with where I was driving. I was driving this direction. So, there's the hill right here. I come up to the top of this hill. Here's me. And over here, they were literally like this. There were a couple rows of them. I don't remember exactly how many. I want to say 3 rows of them. And that's what they looked like in the sky. And they were perfectly white. And they started from this side, and they kind of did this motion. Like they're there like a white piece of paper. And they did this. And as they did that, from this side to this side, they just vanished. It was the weirdest fucking thing I have ever seen in my life. And I can't explain it. I don't know what it was. But I'm not going to say it was aliens.
It was the hallucinogens they put into
Maybe it was the fluoride.
the air.
Over here, there's a UFO. I go to the fucking gas station, and there's a UFO buying a pack of Marlboro Reds while his buddy's filling the fucking flying saucer with a cool mint zin in his mouth.
Apparently, Admiral Byrd really wanted to share these findings, but was ordered.
And the thing is that has stuck with me about that too is when I saw them the first moment, because Brianna saw them too, and she was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "I have no idea." They weren't moving at first. They were completely stationary. So, my first thought was, well, maybe it's something that's caught in like an updraft or something. But they would be moving if they were. But they were just
not necessarily
completely fucking stationary.
There are times you see a bird just literally floating there, not moving at all.
That is true. But I don't know. I can't tell you what it was.
By
No
the
idea.
military to stay silent about it.
Wow, dude, that's fucking crazy. The military, they're lying to us, bro. Let's not talk about, MK Ultra or anything like that. Let's talk about this bullshit. I don't get why conspiracy theorists can't just...
What do you mean
mad
I'm
at
a
the
tricky
government
son
for
of a...
things that the government's
Oh,
actually doing? Like, why
I know
would
what
we
you're
make up
talking about now.
things to get mad at the government for?
These giant holes have been reported to be seen at the poles on numerous occasions.
I like the images he...
Dude,
These
that
giant
was
holes have been
clouds.
reported to be seen at the poles on
Like, I'm almost
numerous
sure that is like a hurricane or something.
occasions.
That's what that looks like to
images
me.
He shows here. The first one is like some sort of like glacial tunnel, but the second one is just the eye of a hurricane. You gotta pull a fast
Yeah!
one on me there, Philip. I know what a hurricane looks like.
In 1829, a fisherman named Olaf Janssen claims to have sailed through a polar opening and into the planet's interior where he met a race of tall beings.
This is what I mean.
But now he's saying a different one, right?
Yeah, it's a different hole.
I say that Philip yaps. That little clip right there saying that, in 1880 something, a guy named this sailed into a place and met a bunch of giants, takes a handful of words and about 10 seconds to say. This is part of like a 6-minute video. But despite this video being 6 minutes, that's the only information you get on that topic. That's the only thing you hear about it. He doesn't tell you where he gets that information from. He doesn't give anything to back it up. He just states it like it's facts and keeps moving along. So, Philip, you are willfully misleading your audience here because you are providing information without telling them where it's from. Now, if you're citing like common knowledge, that's one thing. You don't really have to, do a source for that. But you are making a really, really bold claim and not even doing the diligence of saying where it's from. So, what is the story behind the guy who sailed into the polar opening?
There's the evidence, Brandon. It's photographic proof that they were fucking sailing into the interior of Earth on... I don't know what you would call that material.
Ethereal currents.
That's good. That's real good. Brandon, you get a jackass for that.
That corny ass ethereal currents.
That seems like you kind of have...
I do need to point out, I honestly don't really have any issues with this guy. Like, he absolutely is playing a character, and he probably is a little bit of a narcissist too, but he's entertaining. I can't deny that I find him to be entertaining. In short bursts.
Short bursts through long waitings, because then you just get corny ass Ken again.
But it is kind of fun to watch him get salty at games, and he plays up to it 100%. He's absolutely playing into that.
somewhere that you're basing that off of. Oh wait, you don't even tell us. Well, Philip, lucky for you, I have made this entire video where I do your job for you, so I'll tell you. That claim is from this book, The Smoky God: A Voyage to the Inner World. Introduction: The Smoky God: A Voyage to the Inner Earth is a classical fictional Hollow Earth adventure presented as a true account and first published in 1908. Do I even need to go on with?
That's just what they're putting on the inside cover.
So he could
Milo.
so he could actually publish it.
Right, because the church would have fucking murdered him
No,
otherwise.
big science, not the church.
Oh, the big science. Sorry.
The mainstream archaeology.
Sorry.
This book is actually
Or the
fucking
Smithsonian.
great.
That's another
It is
one.
like a fun, almost like a fairy tale. It is just a fantastical novel that is written as if it were true because they don't expect people to take it at face value. The author, Willis Emerson, is doing it as an interview with this Olaf Janssen, and he begins in his foreword by saying this: I fear the seemingly incredible story which I am about to relate will be regarded as the result of a distorted intellect superseded possibly by the glamour of unveiling a marvelous mystery rather than a truthful record of the unparalleled experiences related by one Olaf Janssen, whose eloquent madness so appealed to my imagination that all thought of an analytical criticism has been effectually dispelled.
That is poetic as fuck. Like, that is beautifully written. I kind of want to buy that book now.
Philip, not only are you claiming that this is a real event that happened and not citing where it comes from, but you're also trivializing the actual book. This book isn't meant to be taken at face value. You're not supposed to have to make the decision of it's true or it's fiction. You're supposed to not think either. You're just supposed to read it and enjoy the story. Yes, at the end of the day, it is a fiction book. It says that. But even the author is sort of playing into this idea of, I am going to tell you a story and you're going to listen to it and you're going to have a nice time. No, I am an archaeologist. I'm not an English major, so I'm not going to go into a whole fucking analytical, philosophical rant about what it means to misinterpret fictitious work. But there's a great story in here, a piece of storytelling that should be regarded with some amount of respect instead of just using bits and pieces of it to bolster your bullshit claims to 1.5 million people. So there you go, Philip. I got.
I'm glad that
great
he's
idea
pointing
for
that
you.
out,
Why don't you make
finally.
something talking about this book? That would be kind of interesting, right? You kind of talk about, well, it says this, it says that, and the other thing. It's all from this. They say it's fiction, but like, what if, I would even be okay with that. There you go. $1 million idea, Philip. Oh, man. Okay. I swear to God, it's getting colder in here. It is not. It's actually getting warmer in here. Okay. Okay, well, that's the end of Hollow Earth.
That'd actually make it
Thank
colder.
God, which means now we
Make
get
you
to
feel
talk.
colder.
You're going to have to elaborate on what you just said.
Well, when you get used to the cold and the temperature starts rising, your body starts adjusting, so you start feeling that cold again.
Talk about something really fun, like the pyramids in Antarctica.
I don't think that's the case.
That is the case.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
I don't think that if the temperature rose in a room that you would be colder.
You would feel colder at first, because your body's adjusting to the temperature change, and then you would start warming up.
I disagree with that statement, but we're never going to get anywhere because you're not going to agree that you're wrong about that.
I mean, you're never going to agree with me. Look at that. I could say that too.
And look, we can still get along. How
Now we
about
get to
that?
the Ellsworth Mountains in Antarctica. Okay, get your tinfoil hats ready for this one, because this satellite footage from 2016 shows what could be a pyramid.
No, it shows the tip of a fucking mountain. Oh, God. Oh, again, they put this arbitrary square around this thing. Even if this is like a real image, they put an arbitrary square
This is a real image.
around this thing and ignore the fact that the ridge continues. And this ridge continues. And this ridge continues. What are you fucking talking about?
Matthew, it's slightly pyramidal shape.
buried in the South Pole.
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll give you some credit for could be. Everything could be fucking anything. It's just a matter of likelihood, isn't it? I've talked about this one so many times on short form that I'm not even gonna bother with it, but it is a mountain with glacially carved sides. You know, Antarctica being a continent completely covered in ice, this tends to happen. If you wanna look to another example, here's the Matterhorn. Sort of a similar shape. That's what happens when, you know, it's got glaciers running on all sides.
And even professors admit it. And obviously the Google debunkers will tell you, oh, it's a
He does say Google debunkers a lot.
natural mountain formation formed through erosion.
God, this guy drives me fucking Google debunkers.
But I don't know what kind of looking ass mountains are cut this perfect.
I don't know what kind of looking ass mountains are cut that perfect either, Philip. A glacial looking ass mountain is carved that perfect, Philip. I don't know what kind of looking ass mountain is carved this perfect. Why would there be a pyramid in Antarctica? Whoa. The UPS truck is here. That's exciting. That is almost so nice. I'm not even gonna bother. I am so stoked about the UPS truck being here that I'm even gonna talk about that pyramid anymore because frankly, it makes me wanna,
We didn't spend much time on the
Okay, so
Antarctic
this is a
pyramid.
map
Because
of
it's not a
pyramids all around the
pyramid.
world.
Oh, we're back to pyramids. I told you the pyramids were coming back. It's cold in here. I gotta put my foreskin on. Oh yeah. That's better. Dude, check this thing out. Isn't this fucking rad? Look at that. Shout out Zaboski Crafts on Instagram. Thanks for the foreskin, babe.
You find this funny?
I didn't find that funny. He's just entertaining, and I learned facts from him.
Sure. I mean, I guess he's kept my attention for an hour, so I can't deny that he might be entertaining.
I don't remember that.
Brought my candle to go eat lunch, and now my lighter doesn't work anymore. My life is in shambles.
Okay, so this is a map of pyramids all around the world, all allegedly built independently of each other and all having identical structures that follow the
Oh
similar
God!
Do you
It's
see
so
why I
easy
started
to
this video by
understand
talking
why there are
about
pyramids in
hyperfusion?
multiple
Philip, you said the
civilizations
same
across
thing
the
when you were
world that
talking
had
about
absolutely no contact with
anthropomorphic
each other.
birds. You were like, they're identical. And I gotta ask, do you and I have the same definition of identical? Because neither these birds nor those people...
Okay, that I gotta give him credit for that. Was kind of funny. That was kind of ha-ha.
You and I have the same definition of identical because
What?
neither these birds nor those pyramids are identical. They definitely have some superficial similarities, like they're both anthropomorphic bird people and the pyramids are all, you know, pyramids. But that's kind of where the similarities end, Philip.
Now I know, most historians will tell you, oh, it's just the easiest tall structure to build. It's human nature.
It's the most stable thing that they could build.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to it.
There's other structures around the pyramids.
Like, that's literally the reason that they built pyramids, is because that's the biggest thing they could build. And most of them were done for religious purposes. And they were hugely superstitious.
Nah, Matthew, it was because of the Atlanteans.
And the aliens.
It's human nature.
Which are
it's
the
in our
Atlanteans.
blood, baby. It's in my DNA. I will revert to pyramid. Yeah, I've actually never heard a historian say that it's human nature, but I do like that, actually. It's like how everything eventually evolves into a crab. Eventually, all humans will make a pyramid. It's something that we're just implicitly drawn towards. Now, Philip, I know you're saying this facetiously.
In like 25,000 years, the Bass Pro pyramid will be like a point of contention among conspiracy theorists of that age. Why would they build this pyramid in the middle of nowhere, Brandon?
It's a power plant.
They had electricity back in the 2020s.
They were trying to propel the Earth away from a meteor using the pyramid.
Lasagna is fucking good, dude.
No, it's not.
You, honestly, you can't have an opinion on lasagna. I'm serious. You are not allowed to have an opinion on lasagna because you won't eat it.
I can't eat it.
I know. You can't, and that's not your fault, and I'm not blaming you for that, but you fucking can't have an opinion on it because you refuse to try it. Lasagna's delicious.
Lasagna's gross.
Lasagna's delicious.
Lasagna's gross.
It's fucking delicious.
It's fucking gross.
It's amazing.
It's awful.
Like, and historians want you to think X, Y, Z. But there's a reason historians think that. That's because it's the most likely option. So let's look a little deeper into these pyramids, shall we? So the pyramids all have sort of the same building components. Most of them are built out of stone. Some of them are built out of like earthen bricks. I don't think any of the ones he's showing are earthen, but most of them are built out of stone. When you're building with stone, there's only so high up you can go with it. While stone is really strong, it's really fucking heavy. And so you can really only build so many stories off the ground, especially without modern technology, before it becomes a problem. So the solution to that is if you want to build a really big structure out of stone, the base has to be substantially larger than the top. And that's why there's so many variations of pyramids. The classic, pyramids at, at Giza, where it's just like, pretty much smooth sides, or what was once smooth sides. There's also stepped pyramids all over the world, which are structurally more like increasingly smaller terraces built on top of each other. Well, both of those are pyramids. They're both kind of different. This is also where you can tell that Philip has no background in archaeology or anthropology and just listened to Graham Hancock once, because all of these pyramids built in different parts of the world have different purposes. The pyramids in Central and South America are, stepped terraces with a temple at the top. The pyramids in Egypt are burial structures. Some of them have chambers on the inside, others don't. Some of them have staircases. They have about as many differences as you can possibly have for a structure and still call it a pyramid.
If it's so easy, why are our 21st century brains not capable of doing what dozens of
What
ancient
the
civilizations?
fuck was
Why are our
that?
21st century
Possibly have for a structure and still call it a pyramid.
If it's so easy, why are our 21st
Literally nothing is lining up there, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, even if you look at the green to the brown, it is slightly higher on the level.
These
And
are
then that
clearly
one-
all different sizes.
I was just
too.
saying that one's higher than that one.
Garfield is watching you. Don't you dare say
Century
things bad
brains,
about
not-
lasagna.
I have a reason to hate lasagna.
Do you want to tell your story about lasagna?
Sure, I'll tell my story.
Tell
about
your
why
story
I
about
hate
lasagna. I'll switch over to the full screen. Go ahead, start.
Okay. So I used to be a much pickier eater than I am now. I have since gotten less picky over time. I eat a lot more now than I did back when I was younger. I was just severely picky. And lasagna was always a point of contention in my family because everyone in my family likes lasagna. So one day, my father told me I am not moving from my spot until I ate my lasagna. Now, Matthew has stated that the reason lasagna tasted bad to me was because the pan we used was old and rusty. So that kind of flavored the lasagna. And me being a picky eater originally, including that, made it gross to me. But on top of all of that, I was forced to eat the lasagna even though I didn't want to, and it got cold and awful.
And congealed.
So it has left this permanent imprint on my brain that if I smell anything even resembling like lasagna, like manicotti is a good example. Not manicotti, but what did you guys? I can't remember.
I don't
You got,
know.
anyways, not manicotti. I was thinking something else. But anyways,
Manicotti's pretty damn good too.
anything that resembles lasagna and has a similar smell to it makes me sick. So I physically
You know what's funny about that
cannot
too?
eat lasagna.
I can specifically remember the exact taste of that lasagna. Like that with that just kind of soaked in the pan flavor. Ugh. Ugh, it was
So
bad.
it actually like physically makes me ill to
Like
eat
it
and smell.
did that ruined lasagna for me for a long time too. But I was able to try other lasagnas and realize
You weren't forced to eat it like I was.
lasagna's delicious and Brandon's wrong.
what dozens of
Lasagna's
ancient
gross.
civilizations have repeatedly been able to do?
Whoa. Dude, you are asking some powerful questions right now. Honestly, that's kind of a self-read right there, Philip. I think you're the only one who's confused by this. The reason we haven't built any pyramids is not because we can't, it's because there's just no reason to. It would be ridiculously expensive, take up a ton of manpower that should be going to, other things
They're
we
also
actually need.
not
So
exactly
it's not a matter
efficient
of,
use
why
of
haven't we?
space.
It's because we can't. It's a matter of why haven't we? Because why the fuck would we? We have no purpose for them anymore. Our culture does not demand pyramid, other than well, that one. But we're going to be getting into the Bass Pro Shops pyramid later, because there's something there that even Philip hasn't discovered.
All with a nearly identical look, yet built by completely different cultures with zero contact among each other and thousands of kilometers apart. And the pointy
Brandon, they all used the elevation technology of stairs. How did they invent stairs? Except Egypt and China and Indonesia. But Mexico and Cambodia did.
Egyptian pyramids look much different.
We're gonna have to stop
here
here pretty soon.
Step-shaped pyramids all around the world.
How much time we got on this?
Philip, I'm going to be upfront with you.
About a half
I'm
hour.
going to say the tip is enough. No more. We don't need any length or otherwise accoutrement to the tip.
We got way more lesser-known pyramids, even older than the Egyptian ones that ain't even standing anymore. Like the Gunung Padang Temple in Indonesia. Doesn't look so hot now, but used to be a step pyramid.
Piece of evidence number 36 that
Like a
Philip
hoodie
Watts
kind of
Step
thing.
pyramid. Like the Gunung Padang Temple in Indonesia. Doesn't look so hot now, but used to be a step pyramid.
Piece of evidence number 36 that Philip watched Ancient Apocalypse once and decided to make it his entire personality. Philip, you're really pushing the definition of pyramid now. Does that look like a fucking pyramid to you? No, it doesn't. I know Graham Hancock said it was, but you don't have to listen to him, buddy. You can think for yourself. If this constitutes a pyramid, then fucking everything is a pyramid. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I got a picture to find for you.
This literally just has like some terraces. I'm so pissed that the first place that Gunung Padang got, large coverage to a mainstream audience was from Ancient Apocalypse, because now it does shit like this. We can't even recognize the actual cool, historical facts about this site. Instead we got fucking Alpha Sig here talking about how it's, a pyramid or something. Actually, no, this guy definitely wouldn't have been at Alpha Sig. He looks more like a teak kind of guy.
At least that's what they thought, until a more recent radiocarbon
We're
analysis
still
shows
building
that
them,
the very
Brandon.
crest of this temple
We're
goes
still building pyramids.
Did you do your own research here, Philip, or did you just happen to turn off Netflix as you started recording on your phone? There's been a disappointing lack of really good conclusive archaeological evidence coming out of Gunung Padang, and it's been made even more difficult by the release of ancient
Cleopatra's not happy about the scientist clowns. I don't know.
almost 30 because it's muddied the waters so much that we don't even really know.
Cleopatra
what to
was like
believe
super
anymore. But the
young
general
when she
consensus
became
seems
the
to be this.
pharaoh.
There is radiocarbon dates from Gunung Padang that date back almost 30,000 years. Smoking gun. Okay, pause. What is a radiocarbon date? It comes from natural material,
I love when people refer to radiocarbon dating in reference to how we have determined the age of the Earth.
Are you saying that's the age of this area
Where's he getting that information?
from radiocarbon dates?
Oh, okay.
ash, wood, bone, etc. So while some researchers have been able to provide 30,000-year-old radiocarbon dates from Gunung Padang, they haven't actually provided any sort of evidence that humans habitated the site at that time. Inhabited the site at that time. Getting a radiocarbon date from 30,000 years ago is as hard as going to a place that has had forest for more than 30,000 years and digging a hole. So don't let people like this fool you by saying radiocarbon dates to 30,000 years ago, because that doesn't really mean that much. Proof of human habitation and a radiocarbon date are evidence that people were there. A radiocarbon date is evidence that a leaf fell there at some point. Now, do I personally believe that humans inhabited this part of Indonesia 30,000 years ago? Abso-fucking-lutely. We have extensive genetic evidence to know that that is the case. Do I think that there is sufficient evidence to say that the pyramid of Gunung Padang was built 30,000 years ago? I currently do not think so. Okay, so Philip's weird hyperdiffusion pyramid ideas aside, we now have to move on to a video of his that, in my opinion, is the single most egregious pseudoscience video I have ever seen in my entire life.
That is a
One
bold claim.
So bad, so poorly researched, and so far-reaching that I have literally used it as an example.
Huh? What'd you say?
I was wondering if this one was in part 1 or part 2.
When giving guest lectures at universities. That is, of course, the fucking Bosnian pyramid.
What is the Bosnian pyramid?
Hey, the real Pharaoh's curse is that we haven't built a pyramid bigger than Giza yet.
Hey, I don't know why this guy is so obsessed with the idea that we need to build a pyramid to prove something. Why don't you go build a pyramid, Philip, huh? Put your fucking money where your mouth is. That's right, baby. We're talking about the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia.
Buried Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia, and you will not believe what they found there. In 2005, archaeologist Dr. Samiros Managic realized, hey, this hill in the small Bosnian city of Visoko is oddly shaped like a pyramid.
No. Samir Osmanagic is not an archaeologist, Philip. He is a Bosnian businessman. It is pretty funny, though, that you can see a lot of these, like, pseudo-science people just getting conned.
You don't know what that is? It's a famous Philippine restaurant. I have not heard of that.
No, I've never heard of Jollibee's.
I would love to try some authentic Philippine
I would
cuisine.
love to travel, and like I would even like, live stream us experiencing things.
Me too. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That requires a ton of money. A ton of money and time.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe.
2 things that I lack in droves.
'Cause after I leave to do that, I won't have a job anymore.
No, 'cause they would fire you.
Yeah, 'cause I wouldn't.
How
be a weak
dare
dude.
you try to live,
Every
Brandon?
characteristic
You
of
are
the
a
pyramid
slave to
continues to be
corporations.
Oh my God, again with this fucking language. And yet we continue to ignore it. We're literally just asking questions here. Why is it that no archaeologist has acknowledged that this hill that isn't a pyramid is actually a pyramid? The Pyramid of the Sun is not a pyramid. Correction, let me walk that back. We currently have no evidence to definitively state that the Pyramid of the Sun is a pyramid. To give you a little bit of background, the Pyramid of the Sun was discovered by this guy, Samir Osmanagic, who is a Bosnian businessman, let me reiterate. So when he found this hill that sort of looks like a pyramid, he thought to himself, hey, I can make a whole ton of... What kind of currency do they use in Bosnia? Bosnian currency. Wait, no. Oh, I thought it said USD. Hey, I could make a whole lot of Bosnia-Herzegovina convertible marks off of this. Is that actually what it's called? Bosnia-Herzegovina convertible mark. Go figure. Samir got his start
they just
working
call them
for
marks?
gas companies in
Probably.
Texas, meaning that he was reared from a young age knowing how to exploit nature's beauty in order to milk the pockets of a bunch of gullible people. So what he did is he claimed that he found a pyramid in this small town of Visoko, and then he made himself the president of the Pyramid Foundation and, got a whole bunch of money from the government and pretty much made like a massive tourist trap in order to drive industry to this town. Now don't get me wrong, I have a lot of respect for someone who's trying to drive tourism to more remote parts of the world. But what I don't have respect for is Philip, who's
But what if those people didn't want a bunch of tourists coming to their nice, quiet, small town?
They
Tourists fucking
They
suck.
obviously
dude.
do.
They're like the worst. They're dirty. They just throw trash everywhere. They're fucking rude. They don't take into consideration any of the social norms of the place they're going. Like, all you gotta do is look
Or
at the...
they try and they're extremely racist.
Or all you gotta do is look at how they are with the, like, the Royal Guards and stuff in Britain.
They try to like make them move and stuff.
Yeah, like, that's fucking disgusting. Leave them alone, jackasses.
too much of a fucking dolt to actually do any research himself.
To start, it has 4 triangular sides. That's it. Pyramid confirmed. We're done. Joking, but it's got even grade slopes and corners that connect perfectly under the foliage.
No, Philip, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you wanted to do a video saying, hey, this businessman found this place, and here's his evidence for why he thinks it's a pyramid, and then, look at the actual scientific consensus, I would actually be okay with that, because at the end of the day, we do need diversity of opinion in the archaeological world because that's how discoveries are made. But this fucking guy phrases the entire video like this is an actual pyramid.
Perfectly aligned to the cardinal directions, being only 1/300th of a degree off from perfect north, whereas Giza is 2/60th of a degree off. Electromagnetic frequency readers saw readings of 60
Perfect north. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Perfect north of what?
The world.
Oh, I'll look
times
that up too.
more.
He just
What
like
is perfect
rattles
north?
off a bunch of buzzwords like the electromagnetic frequency ratings and how close it is to magnetic north and all this shit.
4 other
Magnetic
around
north,
it that
there you
are
go.
also suspected to be pyramids or some other structures.
Perfect
as
north is
usually
not
the
a
case
thing.
at these ancient sites.
Usually the case at those
Probably
ancient
what he
sites.
said,
Oh boy,
magnetic
got
north.
that fucking image. The amount of
Like
times I've seen
literally,
these
you type what is perfect north into Google and you get perfect north Indiana, perfect north the snack stand,
Yes!
perfect north slopes.
That's what he's talking.
We're
We're so close to becoming a snack.
in
stand.
historical terms, perfect north slopes was formed by a perfect family and others in 1980. Okay, let's see. What is perfect north in archaeology?
Are you talking about the measles outbreak? There, Ninja.
Okay, yeah, so it's just not a recognized scientific term, perfect north. True north is a direction pointing directly toward Earth's geographic North Pole. The importance of which is true north is a fixed, non-moving reference point. By orienting their sight grids to true north, archaeologists ensure their maps and records are permanent and can be used accurately by other researchers decades or centuries later. So this guy has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
No.
Magnetic north is the direction a compass needle points to aligning with Earth's shifting magnetic field, which is why they needed to have a separate reference point for true north. Perfect north isn't a thing. And that's just like a quick Google search. Maybe there's something deeper that I'm not privy to, but I doubt it.
Is now like they're just burned into my brain. Look, here's 4 pyramids and 4 examples of 3 doors next to each other and 4 examples, 5 examples of 3 things next to each other.
And just have a look at these drone shots and tell me these formations look natural to you.
Those
Yes,
look natural.
Those looked
each other.
fucking absolutely natural.
Yeah, look at that right there. That corner is definitely not perfect.
Yeah,
that
like,
one,
these are different sizes
yeah,
than each other.
that one's like, you can actually see the runoff of the...
Right here. Yeah. You can see where it's gone. Like the erosion has created this little gully here. Or this valley between the 2 hills.
Yeah, that just looks like a mountain.
It
with
just
a
looks,
peaked
it's
mountain.
just a fucking mountain, dude.
Drone shots and tell me these formations look natural to you.
Those look natural to me.
Radiocarbon analysis taken from the rocks hidden beneath the vegetation revealed that this pyramid would be over 35,000 years old. Over 30,000 years older than Giza. During a
The
time in
fucking
which
music is
traditional
so
history
annoying.
claims only tribes and cavemen incapable of erecting such monuments roamed the earth.
Oh my god, this guy makes me have a fucking migraine. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, check traditional history off
I don't
the
know who
bingo
Johnny
cards. You
Somali
can also check
is.
off telling everyone that archaeologists think that ancient people were stupid, which they don't. And lastly, Philip, I know we already talked about...
No, I think the ingenuity of ancient peoples is fucking to be commended.
Yeah.
It's really impressive the things that they were able to accomplish with the lack of technology. Like, it's really, really impressive stuff. So, this whole, like, oh, they couldn't have done it, it had to be aliens because ancient people were too stupid to build pyramids. It's just arrogant to me. It's just kind of like,
what it is.
what the fuck are you doing?
Having some fun.
radiocarbon dating, but apparently we're going to have to do it again because you...
I can't have a conversation with you when you're going like this. Like, what is wrong with you?
learned fucking nothing. A radiocarbon date of 30,000 years does not mean shit. A radiocarbon date dating back to 30,000 years in a layer that shows that there was human habitation actually means something. Getting a radiocarbon date of 30,000 years ago is as easy as being in a place where something was growing 30,000 years ago. You cannot look at this date of 30,000 years and just be like, yeah, this means that it was a pyramid built almost 30,000 years before Giza. What the fuck, Philip?
For reference, here's a timeline of all major ancient civilizations and structures built around the world. And here is where the Bosnian pyramid would stand in that timeline.
Oh, the
Philip,
stretching
do you
here.
actually believe this? Like, I get your whole thing is you want the clicks, you want the views, you got 1.5 million people, and how else are you supposed to engage them unless you're just lying to them constantly? But do you really look at this timeline and think to yourself when the camera goes off, yeah, I said the right thing there. Look at this. Look at how long that distance is. Do you really fucking think that that makes sense to you? Like, just, do you have critical thinking abilities in your head? You can't have this persona of being like, kind of smug and like, you know, everyone knows that I'm saying facts. And then just say something that is just so fucking dumb. Like, it would be one thing if you were like talking about like actual government conspiracies or like, you know, talking about things that the government is actually doing in front of our faces. If you were being all smug about like the privatization of farmland or microplastics in our blood, I'd be like, yeah, fucking go off, king. But instead you're like, yeah, I actually know the truth. Here is all the wonders of the world, and look at this pyramid. It's all the way over here. Mainstream archaeology won't tell you about that.
Excavations also revealed huge
Mainstream.
blocks of 7 tons each stacked with geopolymer binding, which is an
Look up geopolymer binding.
A geopolymer is an inorganic, often cement-like material that forms a stable, covalently bonded. I don't know what that means. What's that mean? Covalently. A chemical bond that involves the sharing of electrons to form electron pairs between atoms. These electron pairs are known as shared pairs or bonding pairs. Okay, so non-crystalline or semi-crystalline networks through which the reaction of aluminosilicate materials with an alkaline or acidic solution. Many geopolymers may have been classified as alkali-activated cements or acid-activated binders. They are mainly produced by a chemical reaction between chemically reactive alumosilicate powder, clay-derived powders, natural pozzolan, or suitable glasses, and solution that causes this powder to react and reform into a solid monolith. The most common pathway to produce geopolymers is by the reaction which is alkaline solutions. When did it actually
Be invented.
That's what I'm looking for.
I would guess around the Roman age, right? With the conch.
From what I'm seeing, no. The earliest date that I have seen, I'm just skimming this at this point because it's very long. But the earliest date I have seen is 1950.
For that specific one.
That's for geopolymers.
Yeah, which is what he's referenced. So, something that was created 35,000 years ago, we rediscovered about 100 years ago.
Let's see, geopolymer binding in history. Let's find out. Modern development of integrating... No, it was started in the 1950s in the Soviet Union as soil cements, and later the coining of term geopolymer by Joseph David Ovitis. Joseph in the 1970s for synthetic aluminosilicate polymers. Aluminosilicate polymers. These are words that
Matthew
I don't frequently use.
rediscovered in the 1950s. It was lost in the 35,000 years ago.
So no, he's absolutely just wrong about that.
It was rediscovered.
This fucking guy. A geopolymer binding. Philip, you're just looking at fucking sedimentary rocks. Like, oh my god, you believe the words that come out of your own fucking mouth.
Geopolymer binding, which is an ancient type of cement and perfect placement.
It is not. Factually, it is not an ancient type of cement.
Wasn't in Ancient Apocalypse, but I'm gonna use this as another piece of evidence because this is the same shit that they said about the Bimini Road and that fucking thing. Philip sees multiple slabs of stone fit really well together and doesn't realize that it's sedimentary rock that has cracked. Of course they fit really well together. Where the fuck else would they be?
Along with perfectly landscaped terraces and other obvious architectural design, but oh no, these are all natural.
Yes, they are all natural, Philip. Geologists have studied the Bosnian pyramid, and do you want to know what they found? The stone layers, the depositional layers in the Bosnian pyramid are the exact same as on every other mountain around them, meaning that they were all deposited from the same layers because it is a natural formation no matter how much it looks like a pyramid. In early 2006, osmologists asked a team of geologists from the nearby University of Tuzla to analyze core samples at Visokica. They found that his pyramid was composed of the same matter as the other mountains in the area, alternating layers of conglomerate, clay, and sandstone.
Well, obviously they're going to use the materials available to them to create the pyramid. So
and those other...
that in and of itself isn't enough information or enough to tell me that that's not a pyramid.
Yeah, and the other structures are also pyramids, obviously. That's just the biggest one, the Pyramid of the Sun, that he made the name for. We don't actually know what it was used for either.
I have not seen that commercial. You know, one of my favorite commercials ever that I got reminded of this morning. Do you remember the one where it was a Geico commercial? And this guy comes up and he's like, Does using Geico car insurance save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Did the little pig go wee 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 all the way home? And it like cuts to the pig and he's going wee out the car window. It's fucking hilarious. I miss funny
You
commercials.
could have literally just Googled this, Philip. It would have prevented you from saying something that was wrong. Unless, of course, you don't actually care about what's right or wrong, and you're just doing this to get as many clicks as possible, because you're kind of a sellout.
Note that this was all uncovered up to a meter underground, as would be expected of a pyramid over 35,000 years old.
Yet again, Philip, does that seem like it makes any goddamn sense to you? Fucking God. I don't know how someone's persona can be so smug and so wrong at the same time.
With some even going as far as saying Dr. Osmanagich purposely placed these carved stones here to deceive the public.
I don't even know if anyone actually said this or if he just made that up, because I don't think anyone in their right mind would think that he placed these stones here himself. But notice how that's the only
I gotta
credit
go.
that Philip gives to the alternative
It is time.
viewpoint. He's like, and these
How far are we into this? So we know it's the Bosnian pyramid. It's clearly fucking not a pyramid. So that's what we're gonna finish this off with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, the description. Yes, this video is in the description. I had fun watching this one. I would watch another one.
Well, we got a part 2.
So maybe we'll do that one in the next, not the next discussion hall. Then it's my turn to bring in a video. So that'll be next Friday. As far as gaming streams go, I'll probably do a couple of those throughout the week. I'm really thinking about doing an Expedition 33 playthrough on the channel because I want to play it. I own it. I may as well, but I don't know if I'm going to do it yet because it's kind of a time investment to get into that game. But guys, I appreciate you watching. Sorry, I don't know how the audio got muted. I just said goodbye, and then I told Brandon he's the most annoying human being on the face of the planet. I made him say goodbye as well. We will see you guys next week. Later.